The 86 Omni. Bob and Brenda Wright, Crossroads Dragway, the 416 cubic inch Mopar. Angelo Belosi, left side, Hillsboro, Missouri. Race of Champions representative, Gateway Motorsports Park, and driver not on file, right side. It's not often we get a not on file entry at a bracket finals. Yeah, driver not on file on the check. The bank will not cash it. I mean, you get your tech cards a week in advance for this thing. He's playing the game, though. 2 thou on the red side. And Belosi, 10 thou on the green side. Tim Sides, Versailles, Indiana, left side, the 86 S10, Edgewater Sports Park. And Gary Peters, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, the 94 Ford Mustang with 532 inches of Ford under the hood. The Race of Champions rep for Ohio Valley Dragway. Six red and 6 green. Opposite ends of the spectrum. Doug Herman, Decatur, Illinois, left side, the 70 Nova. 540 cubic inch Chevrolet for power. Coles County Dragway, USA, and James Olmstead. Says Brad in, we're going to call him Brad. Brad Olmstead, Mattoon, Illinois, the 94 Camaro. Coles County Dragway, USA, lane to lane. 008 for Olmstead. 7 thou red on Herman. He goes 663.9 right side at 102 miles an hour. Adam Hughes, Oriana, Illinois, the 85 Cutlass, another Coles County Dragway runner. And Brian Knight, Winslow, Indiana, 93 Dragster, Howard Knight backed entry for Wagler Motorsports Park. That's a true 500-inch Mopar in that thing with a big bird catcher hat injection. Pretty big red both ways. Both of them dialed in here. Not a bad lap for either of them. Brings up Terry and Diane Tapscott's entry, the 65 Chevelle left side, 396 under the hood. Crossroads Dragway. And Joe Shinliver. That's a name right there. We should have an award for the best name of the weekend. Shinliver's top 5 for sure. West Harrison, Indiana, right side, the 69 Camaro, Edgewater Sports Park. Dennis likes his shin liver with onions. So, yeah. Never a dull moment here in the tower, ever. 001 red for Terry Tapscott. He goes down there and puts it 705 with a 9 at 97 miles an hour. Shin liver, just a little bit under the dial. It's all right. He'll be ready for round number 1. Stan Inlow, left side, Cottonville, Missouri, the 52 Henry J with a 496 under the hood. Dennis called in a hit for me. Gateway Motorsports Park for the 52 Henry J. And I'm not sure I'd want to drive a Henry J with a 496 under the hood. Like a whole 82-inch wheelbase. Eric Willenborg, another Rick Willenborg race car, as I heard Nick talk about on my way up here. Dietrich, Illinois. Eric, a graduate of the Junior Dragster ranks also, the 70 CUDA for Coles County Dragway. Dialed it in at 6 flat. Missed it by about 7/10. That's okay, though. If you're going to do that, now's the time to do it. Denny Katz, left side, Mattoon, Illinois. The 2004 Katz chassis dragster, 582 cubic inches of nitrous-injected Chevrolet. Coles County Dragway Race of Champions representative Corey Butler. Beeman, Illinois, 85 S10 from Coles County Dragway. That was a former Zond ride, I believe, right? It used to be the Zond's truck. Corey's he's had some success in it. Pretty good piece. Something going wrong with Butler's truck. It's pretty far off the dial in. That truck goes 670 everywhere it goes. Dennis Bodensteel, Clayton, Indiana, the 74 Nova. Dennis and Heather's entry, Wagler Motorsports Park, and Diener Maurer. I know that name because I hear Nick Agresta announce it every weekend. Pittsburgh, Indiana, the Preacher. Wagler Motorsports Park. Yes. Yep. Diener is the preacher at, I forget what the church is called, but they've got thousands of people that attend every Sunday. Corey Morgan, Brandenburg, Kentucky. 95 S10, backed by James Morgan, it says. 383 Chevrolet under the hood. Ohio Valley Raceway and Austin Grimes. This car leaves right side. I've seen him do about a 400-foot wheel stand. I think his dad got pretty upset last time it happened, though. The 95 Mustang from Ohio Valley Raceway, lane to lane here. Made a fool out of me. They must have turned the wheelie down just a little bit. 002 on the red side. Morgan's 10 thou on the green side. Jacob Decker out here in the Stalker. 99 Camaro, Charlestown, Indiana. And Kevin Pryor, Warrenton, Missouri. The 86 Forenza. 572 cubic inch big block Chevrolet for power. Decker out of Ohio Valley Raceway. Kevin Pryor from Gateway Motorsports Park. That's pretty neat. Pryor's got Warren Johnson's old Pro Stock Forenza. Not the new one, the old one. Sean Smith, left side, Shepherdsville, Kentucky. 17 Nelson car from Ohio Valley Raceway. And Josh Rogers, Reelsville, Indiana. The 96 Gebhardt chassis car with a 408 LSX in it. The Race of Champions representative from Crossroads Dragway. So 004 for Rogers, and Sean Smith let go on the stage bulb. Pretty red there. Driver not on file left side, but I believe that's Joey Moore and Sean Feast's car. Is it not? Looks like it. It is. Yep, because they got 385H crossed out. That's Sean Feast. They didn't put Joey Moore's number in the computer. Dennis Pearson, St. Peters, Missouri, right side. Gateway Motorsports Park. .009 and .006 lane to lane. A pretty good lap for Dennis Pearson. Glenn Negram, Louisville, Kentucky, Ohio Valley Dragway, and 00 Joe Hoskins in the Mr. P's wagon, Fairborn, Ohio. The 79 Malibu wagon, Killcare Raceway. .00 Joe living up to his name. He's .009. Pretty good lap. Jason Davis, Bedford, Indiana, left side, 74 Dart with a 225-inch six-cylinder Dodge in it. Wagler Motorsports Park and Cody Allenball driving Justin Larash's Mustang, Crossroads Dragway right side. Not good for Jason Davis as he limps down the left lane. Roger Baker, Medora, Indiana, left side. The 91 Mustang, Wagler Motorsports Park. Representative and Jacob Burtis, Lewistown, Illinois, right side. 72 Nova from Gateway Motorsports Park. So Jakester, 001 on the red side. Barry Mosier, let go the second yellow appears like. Goes 527 and 131. Larry Clemens Jr., Louisville, Kentucky, left side, the Fox Body Mustang for Ohio Valley Raceway. And Steve Pearson, St. Charles, Missouri, Gateway Motorsports Park. .007 reaction time for Larry Clemens. Says he's out in 6 flat. I don't believe it. If he did, he's in trouble. The weather station's broke. Joey Robertson Jr., Little Joe, Bloomington, Indiana, left side, the 74 Maverick, 421 Ford engine. Strapped in there. Call it the bum steer, Wagler Motorsports Park, and Bob Likens in the Toyota pickup truck, Fairborn, Ohio, Killcare Dragway. So a parts call. If you have a TIG welder, please go to the Coles County Dragway pit area, which is located right behind the North Paddock. They need a TIG welder. Little Joe, 006, 651 with a 3, 105 mile an hour. So a parts call, TIG welder to the Coles County Dragway pit area, right here behind the North Paddock, right? Still behind the North Paddock, like always? So Carl Allen Jr., Foster, Kentucky, left side. The Race of Champions representative for Edgewater Sports Park. And Eddie Anderson. Eddie doing the 300-foot burnout, Louisville, Kentucky. Ohio Valley Dragway. So we need a TIG welder. A parts call for a TIG welder to the Coles County Dragway pit area. Over there right behind the North Paddock. Just behind where registration used to be. Way, way down there a few years ago. So 3 days later, we have this pair staged up. 22 red, 21 green. Pretty good lap lane to lane. Both dialed it in. As Nick Agresta would say, 2 tough customers. DJ Kurth, left side, Fairfield, Ohio, the 98 Bolton car, small block Chevrolet, Edgewater Sports Park. John Sheldon, Louisville, Kentucky, 2005 Undercover, Ohio Valley Dragway, right side. Kurth, 008, Sheldon, 34 up front. Pretty decent lane to lane. Ron Smith, left side, Terre Haute, Indiana, 2000 Undercover. 584 cubic inch Chevrolet, Wagler Motorsports Park, and Gerald Harper. Ray, Ohio, beautiful 63 Corvette Roadster. Man Racing Engines, 540 cubic inch. Under the hood, Gerald and Tisha Harper entry from Killcare Dragway. That's a pretty good lap lane to lane. 2 tough customers again. It's tightening up in Super Pro. So Pro Cars, best appearing Pro Cars, best appearing to the North Paddock now, please. If you wanted the best appearing Pro Cars, North Paddock at this time. Sportsman judging is now over. So Pro Cars, if you wanted the best appearing Pro Car contest, North Paddock just outside the Ray Skillman scoreboard. I think they have the winner's circle down there for the U.S. Nationals, right? Isn't that where it's at? I think so. Yeah, that little poster board up there. Leave it up there all year long. So Sam Smith, left side, Terre Haute, Indiana, 2001 Cameron car, Wagler Motorsports Park, and Jason Farquhar. It's a last name that you'd find in like a Shrek movie. Hillsboro, Ohio, 94 Spitzer from Killcare Dragway. Mikey Sturgill, Race of Champions winner last night, driving the car he calls Bruiser because it's black and blue and it'll hurt your feelings. Beaver Creek, Ohio, 2015 McIlvain car. Killcare Dragway, the Bone Crusher, Eric Bonnewell. Terre Haute, Indiana, running for Wagler Motorsports Park, the 2002 Undercover. Yeah, I did see that. Sturgill laid down a perfect run, round number 2 of Race of Champions last night, en route to his victory. Facebook, of course. Where else do you see things? And Warren posted it last night, of course. As we are live on NHRA D3 TV. Go to YouTube, subscribe, give it a like. And the hard-working Warren Evans pulling double duty this week. And I'm not sure who he's got in Ohio, but it's not an easy task for anybody. Sturgill, 2 thou on the red side and a thou under from his dial-in. That was a close. That would have been 2 perfect runs in 2 days. I probably would have just walked away. 12 red for Bonnewell. A little bit under his as well. Michael Needham, left side. Hamilton, Ohio. Edgewater Sports Park. And Jonathan Trimble, Louisville, Kentucky. The 97 Mullis from Ohio Valley Raceway. Rick Needham Jr., Cleves, Ohio, 98 Spitzer, left side, Edgewater Sports Park. And Russ Fisher Jr., a couple of juniors on the starting line here. Terre Haute, Indiana, the 92 Lumina, Wagler Motorsports Park. So Pro Cars, if you wanted to be in the best appearing contest, you are now being judged down at the North Paddock. Pro Cars, best appearing North Paddock. Joe Barney, the JB Tire and Auto, Door Slammers 2, Monster Energy Wicks Filter, Comp Cams, there's Door Slammers 2 S10. I think that's all of them. Springfield, Ohio, Killcare Dragway, and Curtis Allen, Foster, Kentucky, 2002 Undercover, the Allen Brothers Motorsports entry out of Edgewater Sports Park. George Buchalter. Fairborn, Ohio, left side, the 2000-something dragster. And Dave Ziegler, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the 66 Chevelle for Edgewater Sports Park.
How about that, Jake Hodge? Great job, buddy. Enjoyed that. Super job here. Jake coming up, helping us out as we now keep on going here with our dialing for dollars and our Super Pro class here, George Buchalter out of Kilcare Dragway, down into 523 Skillman side. And Dave Ziegler, Chevrolet Performance side, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the home track, is in Edgewater Sports Park, 704 the down. You see those numbers on the board, and they're good ones. Here's Lee Dawson out of Macon, Illinois, as he'll stage up for Crossroads Dragway. The 65 El Camino, 663 the dial in the Ray Skillman lane. And Tom Clements, Chevrolet Performance side, 474 the dial here in the Kilcare Dragway lane. Off and running here in the Chevrolet Performance lane. You see his number on the board. Tommy Mattingly out of Louisville, Kentucky, heavy hitter down there in the Ohio Valley Dragway home track. The American chassis rear engine dragster, 598 inches of pure Chevrolet. Now, Tommy not playing the game, so we'll give you his time when he goes down track. But the young lady here out of Bruceville, Indiana, that's Leanne Phillips. 754 the dial for Leanne with her 98 S10 pick-em-up truck running for Crossroads Dragway. Leanne and hubby run a couple of cars, and, well, the daughter there in Junior Dragster. So here we go. Red lights up there, 003 red side there for Leanne. And she'll head down and stop the timer. You see her number on the board. Mattingly, 473, 145 for the speed. Couple of tough hitters here. This is Ellis Booth. Ellis Booth over there, Ray Skillman side. Neither guy playing the game. Ellis out of Decatur, Illinois. Running for Coles County Dragway USA. It's a pair of team cars here. And how about the guy here in the Chevrolet Performance lane? What more can you say about Chad Isley? Well, he's been to Pomona a couple of times. Done a great, tough hitter out of Charleston, Illinois. 16 off the start. He'll go 622 at 109. 746 for Booth at 89. Here's Jim Halberstadt. Halberstadt out of Harrison, Ohio, the Edgewater Sports Park entry. It's a 632-inch diamond chassis entry. No dial-in on the car, so we'll give you his time. The Joy Ship playing the game out of Whiteland, Indiana, the 91 Cutlass. Chevrolet aboard underneath the hood, 585-inch runner for Ohio Valley Raceway. So Ship awfully tough with this little 91 Cutlass. So here we go, Ship and Halberstadt. And careful to stay, just like they will be here when they get into eliminations, as we watch Ship and Haverstadt now go. Oh, how about the lights here? How about a 003 light for Haverstadt? Triple zip here for Joey Ship. And look at the run for him. You see that on his dial. 473 for Haverstadt at 145 miles per hour. Carson Griffith out of New Carlisle, Ohio. The Killcare Dragway entry, 706 the dial. He's up in this Ray Skillman lane. And here, Chevrolet Performance side, this is Bill Stevenson out of Kankakee, Illinois. 27 Ford Roadster, full fendered. Big block 454 Chevrolet for power. Running for Route 66 Raceway. Great lights a pair here. 004 off the start for Griffith, 003 for Stevenson, and those numbers have been posted. Klein, he'll go 525, 130 for the speed. Here's Joe Cheeseman. Yep. Remember the old Cheeseman brothers top alcohol car? It's a little Beretta 434 incher out of Pacemakers Dragway Park. Shootout winner here yesterday. Cheeseman, tough hitter. He put a 572 on the window. And Greg Hines, Chevrolet Performance side, he's decided not to dial the car this morning. He'll wait for eliminations. Pacemakers Dragway Park, the home track. Let's see how Joe does here. A great start, 006, and you see his number. Greg Hines, 483 at 144. Hey, Chucky Cheeseman, how are you? I don't know if you can hear us down there where the engine's going. Andrew Waddle stages up a Ray Skillman side. Down in at 593 in the National Trail Raceway entry. Up in the Skillman lane, Chevrolet Performance side, this is Dick Cochran out of Sunbury, Ohio. His undercover chassis, 400-inch Chevrolet rear-engine car, run for Pacemakers, and you see those numbers on the board. Couple of players here. Skillman side, that's Adam Klein. Franklin, Kentucky, the hometown. 78 Malibu. The Beach Bend Raceway Park entry, 587. The dial, 472. The dial for Eric Grace in that quick 1963 split window Corvette. Oh my. Look at the inches, 620 cubic inch car there out of Byron Dragway. Grace with a 472 dial. Couple of good passes there for Klein and Grace. Andrew Saxton out of Hazel Crest, Illinois. His rear engine car, motors back here in the Ray Skillman lane. Running out of Route 66 Raceway, 485 his dial. And Terry Suderlin out of Livonia, Michigan, here with a Spitzer chassis entry. Of course, their shop just a little bit east of here. The Milan Dragway entry, dial in at 524. On the top end, those numbers on the board for those two competitors. Bob Russello out of Milan, Michigan. Neither one of these cars going to play the game. That slick little 32 Bantam altered there with a Mopar aboard, 500 cubic inches of pure Mopar for Christine Mullick out of Byron Dragway. Pretty close off the starting line, 31 to 33 for Christine. And those numbers on the, nope, they're not playing the game. I can read those to you. 535 and 129 for Malik. 609, 609 and 112, Skillman side for Russello. Here's Nick Hooten at Oak Forest, Illinois, at Bright Orange 67 Nova. The Hooten family racing team entry, running for Route 66, 6 flat the dial. And Brandon Bennett out of Perrysburg, Ohio, the Milan Dragway entry 488 for the rear engine car. So you see those numbers on the board. Ryan Pickens out of Grafton, Ohio, with his rear engine car inching back to the starting line. Summit Motorsports Park, the home track, 492 the dial, Skillman side. Chevrolet Performance Lane, this is Hunter Derrick. Derrick out of Centerburg, Ohio. The 96 S10 pick-em-up truck. Pacemakers, Dragway Park, the home track. Brandon Phillips, Sportsman racer. When you get a chance, we need you to the tower. Brandon Phillips, please, to the tower. So off and running, here we go. Couple of great lights here. 11 off the start for Derek, 12 off the start for Pickens. And nose numbers posted. Brad Fredericks out of Burbank, Illinois, the Route 66 player. 542 the dial, Skillman side. David Hollywood Baker, love the name, here in the Chevrolet Performance Lane, running for Pacemakers Dragway Park, dialed in at 660. John Malaby out of Etna, Ohio, and that slick little 96 Chevy Cavalier. You see it how the water box just charging. Running for National Trail Raceway up in the Ray Skillman lane, dial in at 618. 490 the dial for Kara Jo Brank, as she'll stage up the Summit Motorsports Park, the home track. It's a Race Tech chassis rear engine car, 598 incher Chevrolet for power. Once again, Brandon Phillips, Sportsman racer, to the timing deck of the Parks Tower. And you see those numbers if you're playing along. Not bad. Out of the water box there in the Skillman lane, that's Kip Norup. Norup out of Leaf River, Illinois. Running for Byron Dragway, not playing Dialing $4. We'll give you his time. But Don Resturi Jr. out of Howell, Michigan, he's playing the game here in his Profab chassis rear engine car. And interestingly enough, it says it's a 598-inch Oldsmobile. Let there be Oldsmobiles, they said. Running for Milan Dragway. How the Olds does here in the rear engine car. Good 18 start. Don with his number up there, 634 to 108 for Norup. Sean Pitts out of London, Ohio. His 62 Nova and running for National Trail Raceway. 658 the dial in the Skillman lane. Chevrolet Performance side, this is Derek Adams out of Franklin, Kentucky. His 68 Camaro, running for Beach Bend Raceway Park. Super Pro Bike, east side, lanes 11 and 12, we need you now. Super Pro Bike, lanes 11 and 12 to the east side lanes. 11 and 12 for Super Pro Bike. Super Pro Bike, lanes 11 and 12, east side, please. So on the top end, those numbers on the board. So Dennis Weininger taking care of our not on file cards right now. Oh, hold it. It magically appeared. How about that? Tyler Baston out of Jackson, Ohio, the National Trail Raceway team member, dialed in at 496 in the Skillman lane. And a 524 dialed in here for Nathan Smith, running for Lucas Oil Raceway, shootout winner yesterday, as he'll move up to stage. Nathan, good job yesterday out of Brazil, Indiana with that undercover chassis. And it's a Mopar. We like that. 440 inches of pure Mopar for Nathan. And he put it all together yesterday, winning one of those shootout brackets. Little spending money before he even goes into eliminations. So on the top end, here we go. You see those numbers on the board. And once again, all we can say is Nathan doing the job. Here's Matt Hewitt out of Milan, Michigan. You might figure he's running for Milan Dragway. Deneen and the crew up there. Skillman side, 488 the dial. 619 the dial for Trance Baker out of Franklin, Kentucky. It's just south of Louisville. As the Beach Bend Raceway Park entry moves up to stage with a 619 on the window. Hey, Super Pro Bike, east side, lanes 11 and 12, we need you now. Super Pro Bike, we need you now. great 003 start there for Hewitt. You see his number on the board. Here's Joss Netherton out of Noblesville, Indiana. The 80 Fairmont, running for Lucas Oil Raceway. He's up in the Skillman lane. Hey, here's Killer James Monroe. That's Papa Mike out there on the guard wall as he watches his son move up to stage. James Monroe, a very well-traveled racer, and lots of kudos and credits to his racing resume. As he'll head down, you can see his number on the board, as well as Netherton's. James running for Lucas Oil Raceway. And this is not American Pickers' Mike Wolf. This is Whitehall, Ohio's Mike Wolf, running for National Trail Raceway, 608 the dial. Here in the Skillman lane, 491 for Paul Persinger. Out of Mansfield, Ohio, running for Pacemakers Dragway Park. Hey, good morning to you, Mike Monroe. Good to see you out there this morning with son James and his pass, as Wolf and Persinger match them up. And those numbers posted. Blake Richardson out of Greenbrier, Tennessee. The Beachbend Dragway entry, 469 the dial for Blake. Drew Elliott not going to dial his car today until eliminations. Canterbury, Ohio, the hometown. The 83 Ols Ferenza. Pacemakers Dragway Park, his home track. So we'll be giving you some numbers on him. We'll just watch Blake, and you can figure it out if you're playing the closest to the dial entry. It's a good 13 light by Richardson off the start. Let's see how he does on the pass. You can see it up there. Drew Elliott, 615, 111 for the speed. Here's Lisa Bowes. We'll stage up Lisa with her Race Tech chassis rear engine car, 572 incher, Summit Motorsports Park, the home track, running in the Skillman lane, 492 the dial. And a ditto 492 for Carl. It's pronounced Kyle. Carl Kyle out of Rochford, Ohio. Diamond chassis rear engine car, running for Milan Dragway. So both cars careful to stage. You would maybe think this is round one, but here we go. Playing dimes and dollars, ditto dial, 492s a pair. You'll watch the board and you see the result. Chris Reynolds will stage up for Beach Bend Raceway Park, the 2000 S10 pick-em-up truck, 614 the dial, Skillman side. And Tim Buckley, the Chevrolet Performance side, tough hitter out of Rochford, Ohio, running for Milan Dragway, 473 the dial. And on the top end, Buckley and Reynolds with their numbers. Tim Lauterbach out of Xenia, Ohio, as he'll stage up for Killcare Dragway. The rear engine car dialed in at 509, Ray Skillman side. Chevrolet Performance side running forward. Well, you see those bright orange shirts everywhere this morning and out on the starting line for Route 66 Raceway. This is Dave Ansel out of Morse, Illinois. 2000 Camaro, 565 inches of pure Chevrolet power. And the back of Ansel's car looks like the shirts. As the team watches, off the guard wall and up here on the top, or the announcer's deck. Here we go. Here's John Woolwine. Woolwine out of Palos Hills, Illinois. Route 66, the home track. 68 Chevelle. 595 the dial. Quick little car there in the Ray Skillman lane. And the rear engine car here for Brent Nelson out of Roscoe, Illinois. Undercover chassis entry. Under for Byron Dragway. He's 496 is what he has on the cowl, that car. In the Chevrolet Performance lane for Brent. And those numbers posted. Here's Gregory Kosol out of Monroe, Michigan, running, it's actually Kasel. And thank you for that. Running for Milan Dragway. Not playing the dial-in game, but love to watch the burnout there. Dominic Bowden will stage up for the Route 66 entry here. The dragster, 615 inches of Chevrolet power, as he'll inch back to the lane. But that neat little altered over there with a Ford aboard. So Kasel will give you his times as he goes down track. Greg's time. Bowden will let it go into the books and they'll figure all that out as we see the universal shut 'em off sign. Don't know what's going on there, but a tree coming down here, but they shut the cars off in the water box for some reason. And on the top end charge, here we go. Kasel to a 582 at 115. And Bowden's number in the book. So not sure what's going on. We see safety heading down the track. Looks like there might be something out there on the surface. Oh, we got a car broke right at the turnoff. So looks like we might have to get a rollback, I've been told, by Mr. Warren Evans, to move him off the track. And we'll make sure before we send anybody down, we're going to do that. Hey, attention racers. Yesterday, over 3,000 photos were taken of the cars here at the 42nd running of the Summit Equipment Racing Series ET Finals. And guess what? You can view every one of them. You can view them all at Photos and More, the trailer next to the staging lanes here, just in back of the Parks Tower. And you can order them and get them early before you leave the event. That would be the great thing to do because they're great gifts for maybe Christmas coming up. So stop by and see Kevin and Nancy working so hard all weekend long for you. Photos and More. Stop by and check them out, and they'll give you all the details. And take a look at can you imagine that? Kevin's finger must have a big blister on it. Over 3,000 photos taken. Hey, Pro Bike once again to lanes 11 and 12 over there on the east side. We need you. Super Pro Bike, Super Pro Bike. We need you now. You know, Haggerty Insurance can set you up with affordable, guaranteed, valued coverage for your race car, your street rod, your street machine, or any high-performance vehicle. The application process is quick and it's easy, and all your needs will be handled by the best team in the business and by experts in the industry. So give Don Kennedy a call. You can call him today. Here's your number, 602-284-6240. That's 602-284-6240. You can look them up online anytime, day or night, and let them get you started with the right coverage and peace of mind for your car. From the good folks at Haggerty. Hey, how about your Super Pro Eliminator? Go to the north end, up at the paddock, if you would like to be judged for best appearing. Super Pro, Super Pro. Now we know there's some of the cars still going down track, but they'll get there. Super Pro now being judged at the North Paddock. Super Pro Eliminator. That best appearing car, we're going to pick it today. So when you get done here, if you're making a run, you want to be involved in that best appearing, we need you to head to the North Paddock. Hey, and if you go out early today or you're just heading around or making some moves outside of this beautiful facility, we want to alert you of something. Eastbound I-465 will be closed at 9 a.m. on September 14th. What's the date today, Dennis? The 15th. That was yesterday. Yep, it was closed yesterday. If you've not been out, and you're going to go home and you use I-465 eastbound, it's going to be closed from 9 yesterday and won't reopen until 5 a.m. on the 24th of September. So guess what? If you don't want to wait around for like 100 days before you go home, don't use eastbound I-465 because it was closed yesterday at 9 p.m., and it will not reopen on or before 5 a.m. on September the 24th. So that is a announcement for you racers, a very interesting fact that we were made aware of this morning, and we'll say that many times. Just remember that if you can get it to your friends and your neighbors out there in the pit area. I'll repeat it one more time. Special announcement. Eastbound I-465 will be closed at 9 p.m. on September 14th, which was yesterday evening, and will not reopen before 5 a.m. on the 24th of September. So mark that and heed yourselves accordingly, for sure. Okay, here we go. Payouts are ongoing here on the second floor of the Parks Tower, just next to Race Control. They're giving away money. If you won money yesterday, guess what? The payout window is open. Hey, and how about this? Our Dialing for Dollars Pro Class winner and runner-up for all the money, Dennis. It was Jason Cruz, your winner in the Pro Class. I don't really know what he exactly ran, but Stephen Call. Stephen Call was the runner-up. So, hey, congratulations. 50% and 25% of whatever was taken in. That's pretty good money, and some money before you even get into your first round of eliminations today. So, congratulations once again. Pro Class Dialing for Dollars winner, Jason Cruz, and runner-up, Stephen Call. And if you had money yesterday from the shootout, there's Nisa. She's over there in the payout window. If you had money from the shootout and Race of Champions, you need to head to the payout window as the gals are over there waiting to meet and greet you and hand you your hard-earned dues. And of course, always on the weekends as we look to the cleanup and also removal of the car that was there just off the racing surface here. I want to remind everybody, if you're looking forward to a nice weekend with family and friends, you can make it happen by driving safely on Indiana roadways. Designate a sober driver, buckle up, slow down. We want you to arrive alive and always back here at Lucas Oil Raceway at Indianapolis. Okay, now the engines come back to life. We've got all of our announcements in there. And once again, Super Pro, if you'd like to be judged for best appearing in some of these cars, look like they need to be up there. I'm sure they'll just make the turn and go right over there and see David Lukey and the crew up there on the far end as they're up at the North Paddock judging these beautiful Super Pro cars. And now, as we said, it's going to be Colin Richardson out of Plainfield, Indiana, running for Lucas Oil Raceway right here in Indianapolis. The 67 Camaro, 662 the dial, Skillman side. And Jack Casson, Chevrolet Performance side, running for Milan Dragway, 510 the dial. And Richardson and Casson, their numbers have been posted in the book. And really, there is a book. We've got it right here and we can look at it. As a matter of fact, Warren Evans has it, but he won't show it to anybody. Here's Craig Richardson out of Shelbyville, Indiana. A Lucas Oil Raceway entry. 508 the dial. Skillman side on that. Absolutely gorgeous 63 Vet Roadster, just shining here in the morning sun, up against A.J. Gick. Gick out of Franklin, Indiana, here in the Lucas Oil Raceway team car. 514 the dial. Some problems there for Richardson. You saw the car just about to shift just dramatically slow, and don't know what went wrong there. Car still under power, inching its way down the Ray Skillman side. But man, what a leave, and then just car just shut down about half track there to the 330. Gick with his number. Gick with a great 002 start. And we've got the slow one up there in the Skillman lane. We'll see if he can get off there. As we look to Jay Allen out of Byron Dragway here in the Ray Skillman lane. Jay not going to play dialing for dollars, but how about that Rusty Dobbs? He is out of Indianapolis, running for Lucas Oil Raceway. 576 the dial on the 75 Vega. So all eyes on the top end of the track. Here we go. Running. Good start, both drivers. And it's a 5:07 at 135 for Jay Allen. And Dobbs posts his number. It's a battle of the Clarks right here. Well, at least here in this time trial session. It's going to be Jim Clark, Ray Skillman side, running for Milan Dragway. Not playing dialing for dollars, up against Clayton Clark, and I don't think it's any relation there. Maybe it might be. Clayton out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, running for Beachbend Raceway Park. And of course, Clayton lost his father a couple of weeks ago on driving the truck. It's kind of a tribute to his dad. You see his number on the board. Jim Clark to 662 at 103 miles per hour. There's that versatile Wesley Wells out of Greenwood, Indiana, running for Lucas Oil Raceway. He's Ray Skillman's side, dial in at 517. And a 550 dial here, Chevrolet Performance Lane for Tom Small. Also running the team car here for Lucas Oil Raceway at Indianapolis, 550 his dial. How about Trip Zip for Tom Small? It's zeros across the board off the reaction time. And look at that run. Oh boy. Here's Mike Ammerman, Chevrolet Performance side, not playing the game, running for Lucas Oil Raceway. And Kevin Long out of Brownsburg, Indiana, also for Lucas Oil Raceway. 008 light for Kevin. 009 light for Ammerman. Ammerman 511 at 136 miles per hour. And Becklerheimer here from Dayton, Indiana. The 70 Nova running for Lucas Oil Raceway. 560 the dial in the Ray Skillman lane. And Bill Chase, 547 the dial, Chevrolet Performance side. Out of Romeo, Illinois, 66 Nova running for Route 66. You can see those bright orange shirts out there. Adam Albright out of Clyde, Ohio, staging up for Summit Motorsports Park here in the Ray Skillman lane, 583 the dial. And Tim Schmidt will stage up 477 the dial here, Chevrolet side, running for Summit Motorsports Park. So once again, Super Pro Bike East side, you should be there. And Super Pro Eliminator, best appearing judging going on at the North Paddock. Both cars careful to stage. Wanting every bit of that time pass run. 002 for Schmidt off the start. Good looking 12 light over there for Albright and their numbers. Ray Skillman side, this is Ricky Ship. Ship, the 70 Nova, running for Lucas Oil Raceway. No dial there, not playing the game. And Matt Payne out of Centerburg, Ohio, is 64 Nova, running for Pacemakers Dragway Park. Hey, Nisa just sent me a message. Gary Peters, come back to Payouts, please. Nisa wrote me a little sign there. Gary Peters, please come back to the Payout room. They need to see you. Gary Peters, back to Payouts, please. So those numbers in the book. Ricky Ship with good 009 off the start. 597, 116. Payne to the 594 to 115. Vince Mastrata, Route 66, the home track Chevrolet side with his rear engine car. And Mitch Vincent out of St. Charles, Illinois, running for Byron Dragway. And there goes the rear engine car on the rollback. Boy, I don't know that I've ever seen that before. Look over there, and it's a tough break for the competitor there. A rear engine car on a rollback. That's a first for me. So Vincent 485 at 142 to the 475 for Mistrata at 146 miles per hour. Here's Ricky Painho staging up for Byron Dragway in the Ray Skillman lane. Ricky, no dial in on the car. Dial in here though for Raleigh Anderson out of Norwalk, Ohio, running for Summit Motorsports Park. .003 off the start here for Anderson. See how he does on the dial as it's Pano to a 668 at 102 miles per hour. Hey, how about you, Sportsman? William Tharp says, Sportsman to the west side, please. We need Sportsman cars to the west side, please, and you'll have your chance at your time trial. And also, if you'd like to play dialing, $4. Sportsman, west side, please. There's Brent Vincent, the 91 Camaro running for Byron Dragway, Ray Skillman side, and Daniel Johnson out of White House, Tennessee. 74 Vega, Beach Bend Raceway Park, the home track. On the top end, great 005 light start there for Vincent as he'll go 612 at 112. So Ted Cannon out of Rochelle, Illinois, running for Byron Dragway, dialed in at 494, Ray Skillman side. And Nick Mistrata, 495, the dial for the New Lenox, Illinois. Hometown guy, running for Route 66. Charlie Lindsay joining us now on the deck. You'll be hearing him just very shortly. And those bright orange shirts are everywhere. They must have 150,000 guys and gals here. So here we go. And those competitors put their number in the book. Ryan Fasano out of Salem, Wisconsin, running for Byron Dragway. Down in at 499, Ray Skillman side. And Dale Cooter, Chevrolet Performance side, down in at a 548. Dale out of Valparaiso, Indiana. The 02 Firebird, running for Byron also. That's a slick piece, no doubt. A Roadster Firebird. 008 for Cooter off the start. Good looking run for him. Aaron McCullough out of Tiffin, Ohio. Shootout winner yesterday. Congratulations to him. He's already got some money, and as we told you, payouts here on the second floor of the Parks Tower, the room just next to race control. The gals over there to meet and greet you and give you your hard-earned dues. He's down in at 481 Skillman side. And Bill Batusoff out of Naperville, Illinois, the 74 Opel. Oh my! Check out an Opel with a Chevrolet aboard for power out of Byron Dragway. And I remember the days of the gassers, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. Man, the Opel was the choice of many, many competitors. And can you imagine those things when they used to have blowing engines in them too? 006 start there for Batusoff, and those numbers posted. Hey, I want to remind you once again, as we've told you, the payouts are ongoing here, the second floor, Parks Tower, right next to Race Control, the room there, for the shootout yesterday and for Race of Champions. So if you've got money coming, you can come a-running to the second floor of the tower, to the payout room, and they'll be glad to take care of those payouts for you. You need to do that as quickly as you can. Don't wait around, because we'll probably close it here fairly early. Don't know when that will be, but it's a good time to come up and get your money if you've got it coming. Payout is now open. Second floor, Parks Tower. Okay, Tim Vincent, 522 the dial. Skillman side, running for Byron Dragway, shootout winner yesterday. One of those brackets up against Rick Watson. Watson running for National Trail Raceway with his Malibu. And a couple of good runs there. A couple of rear engine cars inching back to the starting line. That's Steven Schmidt. The American chassis rear engine car over there, Ray Skillman side, running for Summit Motorsports Park. 460 he's got on the cow. And a 524 for Justin Clark out of Trafalgar, Indiana, here for the Beach Bend Raceway group. So let's see how they do on their dials. Dialing for dollars going, and we need Sportsman to the west side. Sportsman, you should be there for your time pass, and also if you want to play dialing for dollars, well, they'll tell you exactly how to do that. Just bring $10 cash, and that'll get you in and get you a shot at the tree here on your time pass this morning with a dial-in on the window. Here we go. Good looking 10 start there for Schmidt, and they post their numbers. Will Crawford will stage up the Diamond chassis rear engine car, running for Milan Dragway, Skillman side, 473 the dial. And Scott Hessler puts a 526 on the car. Scott out of Columbus, Ohio, his 69 Camaro, running for National Trail Raceway. Okay, as Crawford and Hessler go down, it's a great privilege for me to turn the mic over to my buddy Charlie Lindsay out of Route 66, and you can recognize all those guys and gals today. Great shirts here. Charlie, welcome aboard this morning.
Thank you, Nick. Wonderful morning here at Lucas Oil Raceway. And if you're out there in one of those orange shirts, don't do anything illegal because you're highly visible. Up first there in the Ray Skillman lane, that's Will Crawford from Westland, Michigan, running from Island Dragway up against Scott Hessler from Columbus, Ohio, and National Trail Raceway. Correction on that. Our next pair, got Todd Trench Jr., Route 66 Raceway. Over on the Chevrolet side, 565 cubic inch Chevy motor up against Christian Schmidt from Summit Motorsports Park. Both cars with 565 engines. Todd away a little early. Gets there first with a 492 at 139. Kristen goes 496 at 137. Sportsman's cars west side. Sportsman's cars west side to the lanes, please. Next pair of dragsters, Danny Waddle Jr. from Pickerington, Ohio for National Trail Raceway. 598 inches Chevy power up against Jason Ford from Beaver Creek, Ohio. He has 632 inches of Chevy power, and he's racing for Killcare Dragway. Congratulations to Killcare Dragway on their 2 Race of Champions victories yesterday. Identical reaction times. Both cars go 008 green. Jason Ford gets up first at 464 at 149. Danny Waddle Jr. 489 flat at 140. Great runs there. Next pair of dragsters coming out of the water box, Roger Parks from Covington, Indiana, racing for Lucas Oil Raceway. Up against Corey Baker out of Crawfordsville. Pair of Lucas Oil cars here. 606 inches of power there for Roger Parks on the Ray Skillman side. Roger Parks, 485 at 142. Corey Baker, a 510 at 134. Next in that really awesome looking 70 Duster with 500 inches of Mopar. It's Chris Morris from Shepherdsville, Kentucky, running for Ohio Valley Raceway. Up against Henry Vandervoort of Plainfield, Indiana, running for Lucas Oil Raceway. The Winter Circle Camaro out there earlier, I believe, was used the crew chief on it, and somebody with that name. Check them out. Henry goes a 483 on his 475 dial. Chris Morris, 575 on his 573. Nathan Jones, next in the dragster for Lucas Oil Raceway from Wheatland, Indiana, 21 years old, up against Camaro Costello from Evansville, Indiana, running for Beach Bend, the 80 Camaro. Great reaction times a pair. Nathan Jones, 004 green, goes 463 with a 9 on his 464. Camaro Costello, a 602 on his 605. He had a 002 green. They got the front end right. They just got to work on the other end. Now we're getting ready to go into Pro Bike. Up first in Pro Bike, Ray Skillman's side, that's Joe Clem, all the way from Davenport, Iowa. Excuse me. Wrong side of the Mississippi. Running for Byron Dragway. Up against Jeremy England from Westchester, Ohio, for Kilcare. Joe Clem, a 904, 142. Jeremy England. A little bit off there at 1122, only 64 miles per hour. Next up, Brian Davis out of Whiteheath, Illinois. Race of Champions contestant here for Coles County Dragway last night. Up against Tom Whiteman from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, running for National Trail Raceway. Suzuki in the left, Kawasaki right side. Brian Davis there first, runs a 927 at 133 against Tom Whiteman's 936 at 136 miles per hour. Next up for Byron Dragway, that's Tom Clem, another resident of Davenport, Iowa. Up against Scott Shepard from Springfield, Ohio for National Trail Raceway. Shepard at 871 for Tom Clemmy. Up next for Summit Motorsports Park on the Ray Skillman side, that's Jesse Baker from Newton Falls, Ohio. Up against Thad Neld. Kilcare. And he's out of St. Paris, Ohio. A lot of towns here I've never heard of before. I'm going to go home and wear my map out. I keep a map next to my couch and I look at it all the time every time I hear about a different town. I'm a freak for geography. Jesse Baker at 839 at 150. Thad Neild, 899. 146. Up for Route 66 Raceway on the Ray Skillman side, that's Mike Kruger out of Lowell, Indiana. Up against Gareth Shepard from Springfield, Ohio. On the Hayabusa. He's the Race of Champions contestant here for National Trail Raceway. Only 19 years old. 820 for Dare Shepard at 166. Mike Kruger, a nice pass at 846 at 154. Up next, running for Route 66 Raceway out of Washington, Illinois, 74-year-old Frank Linders. Still going strong. Every year, the past 4 or 5 years, he's been here for Route 66 Raceway. He's up against National Trail Raceway's Tyler Lowe from Whitehall, Ohio. Frank Linders is going to be a happy man today. He was a little disgruntled earlier, but now I think he's going to be fine. He runs at 1026 on his 1023 dial. Tyler Lowe at 1038 on 1042. Brandon Childress, Race of Champions contestant last night for Gateway out of Altamont, Illinois, riding a Honda up against Thomas Cole, another one of those Davenport, Iowa contestants. And he was a Race of Champions entrant for Byron. He runs at 921. Brandon Childress at 1129. Here we go, the winner of Race of Champions yesterday, going to Pomona. First guy here can say all weekend he's going to Pomona. He doesn't have to wait till Sunday afternoon. Bruce is all the way from Clinton, Iowa, races for Route 66 Raceway, and he's up against National Trail Raceway's Bruce Sauer from Reynoldsburg, Ohio. This will be the third time that Bruce has gone to Pomona. Second time for Route 66 Raceway, and quite a few years ago he went for Havana Dragway when they were contingent here. Bruce a little off there. I know he was having problems last night. He ran a 10:30 there. Bruce Sauer a 9:22, the 9:19. Joe Novak Sr. up next on the Race Gilman side. Pair of Kawasaki's here. Joe was Race of Champions entrant for Milan Dragway. Up against David Ligori from Newton Falls, Ohio, running for Summit. And he was the shootout winner yesterday. Joe Novak at 826 at 158. David Ligori at 886 at 149. Next up, Don Stokes on the Race Gilman side, running for Summit Motorsports Park. He's from Republic, Ohio. On the Chevrolet side for National Trail Raceway, we have Marshall Hutchison Jr. from Columbus. If you're a winner in the shootouts or Race of Champions, payouts are available right here next to Race Control. Sportsman's entrance, you should be west side in the staging lanes. Sportsman's west side. Don Stokes at 901 at 142. Marshall goes through at 967 at 133. Last night's shootout winner, Dalton Markham from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Right down there by Beach Bend. Against Austin Kilken. He was a race of champions entrant yesterday. He's from Urbana, Ohio. Side-by-side race there. 889 for Austin, 891 for Dalton. Super Pro cars to the paddock for best appearing. Super Pro to the paddock for your chance to be best appearing. Tom Ewing, all the way from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, up there near Milwaukee. He went to Pomona last year for Route 66 Raceway. Up against Roger Wilhelm Jr. from Kilcare. Both on Kawasaki's. Tom Ewing at 9:13 at 141. Roger Wilhelm at 9:37 at 135. Up next for Summit Motorsports Park, that's Ed James from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Up against John Markham. Race of Champions entrant here yesterday for Beach Bend. He's out of Bowling Green. John Markham gets there first at 8:34 at 156. Ed James runs at 8:58 at 148. Once again, Super Pro, if you want to be judged for best appearing, please report to the paddock area at the top end of the racetrack. I know sometimes in drag racing we don't like to hear the word paddock. We usually say pits, you know. But that's down there near the tech area. Darrell Carmichael, National Trail Raceway out of Tip City, Ohio, up against Bob Foster Jr. from Route 66 Raceway. Bob gets there first at 7:44, 180 miles an hour. Up against Winston's 875 at 147. That's a big mile per hour for a bike, for a Pro ET bike, 180, almost 181 miles per hour. Next up for Kilcare, Andrew England. Up against Phil Humphrey, running for Gateway. Phil Humphrey way out in front runs at 898 at 146. Andrew England a little off there for him, but 12:23 at only 81 miles per hour. Next up on the Ray Gilman side is Homer England Jr. from Kilcare. He's out of Westchester, Ohio, up against Summit Motorsports Park's Jeremy Hicks from Willard, Ohio. Both on Suzuki's. Jeremy Hicks takes it through first, 8:15, 158. Homer England Jr. at 10:13 at 126. No information up on 326 here in the right lane. Over on the Ray Skillman side, we had Wesley Wells from Greenwood, Indiana. He's the track champion from right here at Lucas Oil Raceway. It's our last pair of bikes on the line. We'll be going to Sportsman Eliminator in just a moment. Wesley Wells at 828 at 153. Chevrolet side goes at 950 at 136. Once again, Sportsman's west side, you should be in the lanes. Going to you right now. First pair of Mustangs here, Daniel Burt, Edgewater Sports Park. Daniel's from Amelia, Ohio. And out of Cincinnati, Ohio, we have Amy Markham running for Edgewater. Both cars from Edgewater. Amy gets there first at 15:41 at 92 miles an hour. Daniel runs a 15:61 at 86. Another Edgewater car, another Markham, Steve Markham from Cincinnati, 01 Mustang, up against the 67 Belvedere with a 440 Mopar out of Stylesville, Indiana. That's Troy Bean Sr. from Wagler Motorsports Park. And Corey gets there first at 12:37 at 107. Steve Markham at 13:79 at 99. Pair of Wagler Motorsports Park cars up next. Andrew Fiddler from Cloverdale, Indiana. 2013 Mustang. That's new school. And over on the Chevrolet side, old school car, we have Greg Spohr from Patoka, Indiana, and a 66 Plymouth Fury with a 440 Plymouth motor. Greg gets there first at 13:32 at 98 miles an hour. Andrew Fiddler goes 13:65 at 104. Next up, Ray Skillman side, Brian Bennett from Terre Haute, Indiana. A 94 Z28, small block Chevy, running for Crossroads, up against Derek Lohorn from DePaul, Indiana. The 79 Malibu, another small block, and he was the track champion at Ohio Valley Dragway. Brian Bennett gets there first, 13:66, 99 miles an hour. Derek Lohorn, 14:34 at 93. Sportsman to east side. Your first call to the staging lanes. Sportsman, east side. Next up here we have a 75 Vega wagon running for Edgewater. That's Kyle Cramsey from Georgetown, Ohio. Pair of 383 small blocks here. Over on the Chevy side we have Brad Simpson. The 72 Nova, running for Crossroads. Kyle Cramsey away first in that little Vega. Takes you through to 12:23, 108 miles an hour. Brad Simpson at 12:21 at 105. Pair of Crossroads cars. Wayne Nelson, the Monte Carlo, up against Lisa Thompson from Marshall, Illinois, the 99 Trans Am. Okay. Super Pro, Ryan Fasano and George Buchalter, winner and runner-up in Super Pro. Your money is ready for you at the payout. Wayne Nelson went a 12:15 at 107. Lisa won a 13:61 at 101. Next up from West Point, Kentucky, running for Ohio Valley Dragway, an 03 Mustang. Randall Taylor up against Thomas Grover. And what it's called here is 65 Husky, but I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like it was even, that's a degasser, what it says on the side. The Hillman was a British passenger car. They were built between the mid-50s to 1970. And Thomas is running for Coles County Dragway. Reminds me of a Crosley. Nice pass for the the Husky runs a 12:13 and 106. Mustang goes 13:77 and 95. A couple of Gateway cars up next. That's Jim Pearson from Winfield, Missouri, 72 Mustang. Sorry, that's not a Mustang on the other side. That's Kyle Jennings from Maryland Heights, Missouri, that 13 Challenger with a 6.4 Hemi under the hood. Mustang gets there first, 12:15 at 109. The Challenger at 12:54 at 108. Next on the line, we have a 65 Mustang for Killcare. That's Carl Thomas from Kettering, Ohio. Up against Devin Ramsey from Terre Haute in the 77 Aspen. Running for Wagler Motorsports Park. Once again, Ryan Fasano and George Buchalter. Super Pro dialing for dollars cars. The winner and the runner up there. They need to report to the payout here next to race control. Carl Thomas, 12:13 and 105. Devin Ramsey, 13:60 at 98 miles per hour. Up next on the race Skillman side from Coles County, that's Jesse Brandt from Mattoon. 2001 Camaro up against Ted Thompson from Naperville, Illinois. A 2012 Mustang. With a stock engine, he says. He's running for Byron Dragway. Jesse Brandt there first, a 1290 at 106. Ted Thompson goes a 1412 at 98. Next up for Edgewater in the 03 Sunfire, a 2.2 liter motor. That's Bob Dawes from Blanchester, Ohio. Up against Charles Pickersmere, New Carlisle, Ohio. 80 Malibu, small block Chevy, running for Killcare. Charles runs the Malibu through at 12:18 at 107. Bob Dawes is 17:10 at 80. Sportsman to east side. Should be in the staging lane. Sportsman, east side.
The best part of a Thomas's English muffin is topping the nooks and crannies perfection.
Next up in the 98 Trans Am with the small block Chevy. That's Crossroads Dragways. Eric Jocelyn from Terre Haute, Indiana. Up against Dan Helmsing from St. Clair, Missouri. Running for Gateway Motorsports Park. That Hemi-powered 2014 Charger. The 392 version.
Breakfast like no other.
Charger gets there first, runs at 12:42 at 110. Trans Am goes 13:47 at 104.
It's always our goal to make lives better for the good people of Indianapolis. That includes children in need. That's why we'll live
Pair of Crossroads cars on the line next. The 67 Camaro, that's Chris Walker out of Paris, Illinois. Up against another Paris, Illinois resident. That's Chad Eaton in the Monte Carlo. And he was track champion at Crossroads. $12.09 for Chad Eaton, $11.95 for Chris Walker.
Political season is underway, and it is. Action on a Supreme Court nomination must be put off until after the election campaign is over. That is what is fair to the nominee, he said, and is central to the process.
Another Hemi challenger on the line. That's the Gateway Motorsports Park's Seth Schaefer from Maryland Heights, Missouri. Up against Gene Horner out of St. Joseph, Illinois, running a Saturn, the 1.8 liter motor. And he is here for Coles County Dragway. Gene Horner, an 1829, 74 miles per hour in the Saturn. Seth Schaefer won a 1340 at 103. Next up for Gateway Motorsports Park in the Camaro, that's Carl Hendrickson from St. Louis. Up against Jason Barnes from Portland, Tennessee, running for Beach Bend. Well, I would have to guess Beach Bend has cars from more states than any other track. I think Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Indiana, probably Illinois. Carl Hendrickson at 1387 at 92 miles an hour. Jason Barnes at 1870 at 77. Comes the Ford Ranger, not the Lone Ranger here today. We have several Rangers today. We're trying to compete against all those S10s that run around here all day. He's out of Edgewater Sports Park. That's David Lewis Sr. from Cincinnati. Up against Jim Rouse from Hamilton, Ohio. A 63 Falcon. The early 60 Falcons are one of my favorite cars. He's got a 302 under the hood. I don't think they had that in 1963. It was a 260. Falcon away first. Pair of Edgewater cars going down the track. Falcon goes to 1274 at 103. And the Ranger of 1518 at 88 miles per hour. Next up for Coles County Dragway, 83 Monte Carlo. That's Ryan Butler from Bemet, Illinois. Up against Kenny Rogers. Didn't know he was in the house. Out of Terre Haute, Indiana. 2014 Challenger. Running for Wagler Motorsports Park. Ryan Butler running for Coles County. Ryan Butler way out in front. He goes in 11.98 and 109. Kenny Rogers finally takes it through at 18.18 at 70 miles per hour. Next up for Crossroads Dragway, that's Jed Veach from Tuscola. The 03 Mustang up against Ted Lipka from O'Fallon, Missouri. And the 02 Camaro running for Gateway. Ted Lipka out in front. The Camaro runs at 12.11 at 110. Jed Veach at 14.04 at 97. Next up for Coles County, that's Katrina Shane from Sullivan, Illinois. 79 Camaro, 350 small block, up against Eric Lipka, running for Gateway out of Wright City, Missouri. 99 Camaro. Eric Lipka gets there first at 12.19 at 110. Katrina runs at 13.49 at 99. Up from Dietrich, Illinois, the Coles County Race of Champions entrant. That's Jim Treat, an 85 Mustang, up against Neil Goen from Wurtsville, Missouri, and the 02 Trans Am, running for Gateway. Neil Goen gets there first at 12.83 at 108. Jim Treat at 13.75 at 95. Next up looks like a downsized 34 Ford, 3.8 V6 Ford motor. That's Tony Schwab from Brookville, Indiana, running for Edgewater. Up against Derek Lyons from Eshcombe, Illinois, running for Coles County. The 95 Mustang, one of the numerous cars the Lyons family races. His father runs for Route 66 Raceway, here with two different cars this weekend. The little 34 Ford goes through first at 12.11, right at 100 miles an hour. Derek Lyons of 14.39 at 97 miles an hour. Next up for Edgewater, that's Kurt McClure from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. One of those S10s with a 5.3 Chevy motor, up against Ronald Stone King from St. Louis, an 87 Camaro. Another Gateway car. That's a good race there. Ronald Stone King goes at 12.11 at 109. Kurt McClure at 12.40 at 108. And here we go, left lane, your Race of Champions winner yesterday in the Sportsman's category from Killcare Dragway, Edmund Ellison, the 22-year-old from Beaver Creek, Ohio. And I know all the Killcare people are really proud of what Edmund did yesterday. Up against Mike Davis from O'Fallon, Missouri, running that 67 Mustang for Gateway. Edmund runs it through at 12.54 at 104. Mike Davis goes at 12.14 at 109. Up for Edgewater next, that's John Whalen from Cincinnati, 02 Mustang, up against Amber Price from Terre Haute, running for Crossroads, and she's in an 01 Dakota, The 360 Mopar under the hood. Amber gets there first in the Dakota, a 1263 at 103. The Mustang at 1389 at 95. Next up, Kelly Edwards from Charleston, Illinois, running for Coles County in the 98 Z28. Up against Nick Harlan from Danville, another Coles County car. And Nick's got an 01 Trans Am. Final call, Sportsman to the east side. Sportsman, you should be in the staging lanes on the east side. Nick Harlan at 1260 at 105. Kelly Edwards at 1332 at 102. Dialing for dollars winners in bike was Joe Novak Sr. And the runner-up was Ed James. You can both report to Payout right here next to race control in the tower. Pair of pickups up here next for Gateway. That's the 02 Dakota, Steve Zuner from Imperial, Missouri. Up against Edgewater Sports Park's Dan Burt in the Ford Ranger. And the Dakota gets there first at a 1442 at 95 miles an hour. And the Ranger a 1759 at 76. Once again, bike dialing for dollars winner Joe Novak Sr. Runner-up Ed James. Your payouts are available at the payout room here next to race control. '74 Vega, that's Eric Cooper from Wagler Motorsports Park. Small block Chevy up against Terry Knight from Fairborn, Ohio. The 97 Firebird running for Killcare. Eric gets there at 12.10 at 110 miles an hour. Terry Knight at 1593 at 83. A Tahoe on the line here next. That's from Ohio Valley Raceway. That's Chris Morris out of Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Up against Gary Knight from Fairborn, Ohio. The big 96 Caprice, the LT1 motor. Up, and he represents Killcare Dragway. Need Michael Modet to port to the timing deck, race control timing deck. Michael Modet, running for Summit Motorsports Park, entry 393. Michael Modet, please come to the timing deck. Brad Keemer, Swansea, Illinois, 01 Camaro on the Ray Skillman side, running for Gateway, up against Stephen Collier from Huber Heights, Ohio. Mustang running for Killcare. Camaro gets there first at 1239 at 108. Mustang goes 1277 at 94 even. Paul Hagen up next for Gateway in the 01 Formula Pontiac with LS1 motor. Up against Brian Hendrickson from Hamilton, Ohio. 72 Demon, 360 powered. And he is running for Edgewater. Paul Hagen out in front, the Formula Pontiac. He takes it through at 12.62 at 104. Brian Hendrickson at 12.84 at 101. Joe Renault from Ladue, Missouri, the shootout winner. Running for Gateway, up against Sarah Cassidy. The Mustang running for Coles County. Joe Renault way out in front. He takes it through first at 12.24 at 108. Sarah goes 13.89 at 97. Next up, Pistol Pete. That's Pistol Pete Carroll from Fairborn, Ohio. Killcare Dragway, 68 vet, small block under the hood. Reminds me of the old days when everybody had a name on the side of their car. Up against Aaron Hagen from Gateway. 2001 Formula, LS motor. Pistol Pete out in front. He gets there first at 12.18 at 101. Aaron Hagen goes at 12.76 at 106. Next up in the 2000 Z28 small block Chevy for Edgewater's Sports Park. Track champion, that's Rick Gladman out of Columbus, Ohio, up against Bill McCarty from Bloomington, Illinois, running for Wagler Motorsports Park in the 84 D150 Dodge pickup. Rick gets there first, 12.46 at 110 miles an hour. Bill McCarty at 12.66 at 100. Up next for Route 66, a pair of them. Andy Brodzinski Jr., the 92 Mustang out of Lockport, Illinois, up against Roman Sakas from Westchester, Illinois, in the Camaro. Roman gets there first at 12.17 at 113. Andy Brodzinski Jr. at 12.55 at 107. Good pass there for Roman. Next up in the left lane from Pacemaker Dragway, that's David Baker. And the pickup truck, the Ford pickup truck. Up against Ryan Locke from Whiteland, Indiana, home of Bob Glidden. A great tribute here in the U.S. Nationals a few weeks ago for Bob Glidden. Ryan is running for Lucas Oil Raceway, his hometown track. Ryan Locke way out in front, runs at 12.83 at 105. David Baker of 14.06 at 97. Drag champion from Pacemakers, that's Melvin Robinson from Newark, Ohio. The squad car. Up against Route 66 Raceway's Megan Hurley from Lockport, Illinois. Megan Hurley way out front in that 91 Mustang. She runs it through to 12.32 at 109. Melvin Robinson, a 15.97 at 85. 70 Duster up next, a 340 Mopar out of Beach Bend. That's Larry Fleming from Franklin, Kentucky, right down there on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. Up against Tyler Dillman from Greenwood, Indiana. And the S10 running for Lucas Oil. I was wondering when the mascot would show up. The mascot. I believe he is from Byron Dragway. Paul O'Keefe, track champion from Route 66 Raceway. His beautiful 72 Chevelle convertible up against Larry Stroncher, the 93 Mustang running for Summit Motorsports Park. Paul O'Keefe, multi-time champion at Route 66 Raceway. Also has been driver of the year there. That's quite an accomplishment for a Sportsman driver to be driver of the year when you've got about 100 Pro ET cars and about 60 Super Pro cars, all great racers. And Paul O'Keefe's come out on top several times at Route 66. And he runs it through at a 1230 on a 1228 dial. Larry Stroncher, a 1202 at 110. 96 Impala, small block Chevy out of Beach Bend. That's Ron Hunt from St. Louis, Missouri. Up against Derek Simon from Continental, Ohio. An 01 Camaro running for Summit. Ron gets there first in the Impala at a 1518 at 90 miles per hour. Derek takes the Camaro through at 1560 at 85. Next up over on the Chevrolet side, that's Tony Lyons running for Route 66 Raceway. 89 Mustang. Tony is here with a Sportsman's car and a Pro ET car. He was second in points in both categories. Quite an accomplishment this year at Route 66. And he's up against Pacemakers, Dragway Parks, Russell Robinson from Newark, Ohio, the 95 Z28, the 350 small block. Tony Lyons at 1228 at 107, and Russell Robinson at 1472 at 94. '71 Satellite screaming down through there. That's from Milan Dragway. That's Tony McKinney. Goes at 1219 at 111. Chevrolet side, that was Lance Oberg from Summit Motorsports Park. Lance went 1232 at 107. Tanner Williams up next for National Trail Raceway on the Ray Skillman side out of Hebron, Ohio. It's a 76 Aspen with a 408 Mopar motor. Up against Stephen Mraz from Summit, Illinois, 2014 Camaro, running for Route 66 Raceway. Another guy that's going to be real happy there. Good run for Stephen Mraz, 1447 at 95 miles an hour. Tanner goes at 1209 at 108. Pair of Milan Dragway cars up next. Got a 2012 Cayenne Porsche, a Porsche. 4.8 liter motor in that Porsche. Out of Belleville, Michigan, that's Jason Fuller. Up against Eric Beach from Temperance, Michigan. 69 Buick GS 400. The 455 Buick under the hood. A unique pair of cars on the line there. And Eric takes the Buick through first at 12:26 at 112. The Porsche goes 13:30 at 108. Pair of Mustangs out there for Summit Motorsports Park. That's Parker Sherry. Through the lights first. 12:07 and 112. Up against Roy Dean, who ran a 14:06 at 94 miles per hour. Next up in the 79 Malibu, Alicia Galenick from Hinckley, Ohio, running for Summit. Up against Errol Talley, track champion from Beach Bend. Earl is from right there in Bowling Green. 350 small block. Alicia gets there first in the Malibu at 12:15 at 108. Earl takes the Z28 through at 12:32 at 105. Little 70 Maverick out there next, the 351 Ford under the hood. That's Daryl Ciravino, running for Milan Dragway, and he is from Milan. Up against Rick Brown from Nelsonville, Ohio, in the 85 D100 Dodge pickup with a 360 motor, running for National Trail. Darrell takes the Maverick through first at 12:09 at 108. The D100 goes through at 13:57 at 97. Up next, one of those HHRs with a 2.4 Chevy motor. That's from Pacemakers Dragway Park. That's Katie Helfrey from Utica, Ohio. Up against Brian Hampton from Earlville, Illinois, running for Byron Dragway and the little 85 GMC. All right. I'll let him know. Does he have to report anywhere? Tomorrow? Katie runs through at a 1695 at 78. The GMC went through at a 1228 at 105. Next up on the Chevrolet side for Route 66 Raceway, part-time announcer, part-time racer, part-time Ford parts man, Bill Larson from Lamont, Illinois, the 92 Mustang. Up against Jerry Woods from Beach Bend. He's from Scottsville, Kentucky. Small block in the S10, and he's way out there in front of Bill. Jerry takes it through to 1193 at 86 miles an hour. Bill Larson at 1340 at right at 100 miles per hour. Next up, we were discussing this yesterday. It looks like a Chevelle, but it's actually labeled as a custom deluxe model. 350 small block out of Lucas Oil Raceway. That's Ben Harold, and he's from right here in Indianapolis. Up against Josh Morgan from Lambertville, Michigan, the 90 Camaro running for Milan Dragway, and Josh has a 383 small block under his hood. Josh Morgan gets there first, a 12 flat at 110 miles per hour. Ben takes it through to 1296 at 102. Next up for National Trail Raceway, in a 09 G6 from Pascagoula, Ohio, Kristen Stilwell. Up against Robert Cullipare from Lorain, Ohio, 86 Cutlass, small block Chevy, running for Summit Motorsports Park. Robert takes the Cutlass through at 12:58 at 108. Kristen goes through at a 16:38 at 84 miles per hour even. Yes. Okay, team members, we're almost through with our Sportsman Eliminator category. We're trying to call everybody to the stands now for team pictures. So if you're out there in the pits, you might want to work on your makeup a little. Get your orange t-shirt on if you're from Route 66 and head on up to the stands. Once again, team members, team pictures in just a few minutes. Next up, track champion from Pacemakers Dragway Park from Powell, Ohio, Ernie Brown, the 85 S10, up against Ray St. Pierre from Steger, Illinois, 2012 Mustang, running for Route 66 Raceway. Ernie takes the pickup truck through first at 1195 at 103. Ray St. Pierre at 1295 at 107. '70 Swinger, little Dodge powered 360 motor, up against Linda Ratliff. Linda's got the 82 Capri. She's out of Munfordville, Kentucky, running for Beach Bend. 351 Cleveland motor in that car. That's kind of unique. Most of them had a 351 Windsor. Jack Waldron is from Logan, Ohio, running for National Trail Raceway in the Swinger. Linda gets there first in the Capri at 12:18 at 106. Jack Waldron goes at 12:28 at 107. Summit Motorsports Park track champion Chaz Lang from Berlin Heights, Ohio, in the 81 Malibu. Small block Chevy for power, up against T.C. Williams from Winnebago, Illinois. The 84 Monte Carlo with a 454 motor, and he's running for Byron Dragway. Most drivers off the line, they're pretty much dead even. Chaz Lang goes at 12:42 at 107. T.C. Williams at 12:59 at 105. Next up, the Ray Skillman side, that's Mark Falk. Ashland, Ohio, 73 Dart, 451 Dodge motor, running for Pacemakers, up against Chris Klein from New Boston, Michigan. 71 Demon, another Mopar, 360, running for Milan Dragway. The Dart gets there first at 12:06 at 110, and the Demon goes 12:22 at 108. Once again, tracks, team pictures in just a few moments. You want to make your way to the stands. National Trail Raceways, Sean Pitts on the Ray Skillman side, 2000 Camaro. He's out of London, Ohio, up against Corey Butcher from Johnstown, Ohio, 95 Mustang convertible. He's running for Pacemakers. Sean Pitts goes a 12:09 at 109. Corey Butcher a 15:10 at 87 miles per hour. Once again, team pictures in just a few minutes. Please make your way to your designated stadium area. Rodney Zolman, 2015 Mustang out of Mount Vernon, Ohio, running for Pacemakers, up against Greg McCurry from Lyon, Michigan. A 72 Skylark, 455 Buick Power. He was the shootout winner yesterday. And Greg's running for Milan Dragway. Andy gets there first at 12:07 at 112. Rodney goes to 13:44 at 99.99. Next up for Lucas Oil Raceway, Jeffrey Stillebauer from Waldron, Indiana. 99 Ford Explorer. Up against Logan Williams from Heath, Ohio. Running for National Trail Raceway. Well, it's about time they carried BJ off. There's BJ, right? Is that him? Who is that? Logan Williams goes to 16:32 at 82. Jeffrey goes 17:73 at 74. Next up in the 73 Challenger from Lucas Oil Raceway, that's Jason Wisham from Plainfield. Up against Matt Watson in the Camaro from Milan Dragway. And according to the information here, he has a 364 Caddy motor. I'm assuming that's a Cadillac motor. Don't know. Okay, one more call. Everybody to the stadium for pictures. Matt Watson way out in front. Takes it through at 12:13 at 108. And Jason goes through at 14:11 at 94. Track champion from National Trail Raceway, that's Doug Thompson. The 2000 Trans Am. He's out of Columbus, up against Daniel Buch, Temperance, Michigan. 350 powered 69 Buick Skylark, running for Milan Dragway. Doug Thompson takes the Trans Am through first at 12:53 at 110. Daniel goes through at a 13:36 at 98. Next up in the 86 Mustang, Ellis Booth from Decatur, Illinois. He was the shootout winner yesterday. He was here running for Lucas Oil Raceway. Up against Milan Dragway's Tyler McCurry from Westland, Michigan, and that beautiful 72 Skylark. The 455 Buick motor. Ellis gets there first at 12:88 at 101. Tyler McCurry at 13:58 at 96. 84 Plymouth Horizon, 151 cubic inches of Chrysler power. Running for Lucas Oil Raceway, that's Angelo Taylor from Carmel, Indiana, up against Marlon Howells from Livonia, Michigan, and the Firebird from Milan Dragway. That Horizon has 316,000 miles on it as of Friday night. Now it has another quarter mile. Cody Balcom, 87 Caprice. Track champion from Milan Dragway. Up against Chuck Tyak from Pascagoula, Ohio. Tongue twister there. 91 Mustang, running for National Trail Raceway. And Cody gets there first at 13:33, right at 100 miles an hour. Chuck takes the Mustang through at a 14:54 at 93. Pair of National Trail Raceway cars on the line next. That's John Whitner from New Albany, Ohio, in the Camaro. 385 Chevy small block up against Terry McGee from Newark, Ohio. 79 Aspen 360 motor. Aspen gets there first at 12:23 at 108. The Camaro at 12:35 at 107. Next up for Lucas Oil Raceway, track champion Jacob Murphy from Franklin, Indiana. The 69 Cuda with a 360 Dodge motor up against Sadie Anderson from Norwalk, Ohio. The 91 Z28 350 small block running for Summit Motorsports Park. Jacob Murphy in the Cuda way out in front. Runs it out the back door at 12:51 at 107. Sadie goes a 14:95 at 92. Stands are filling up fast. Everybody was anxious to get that picture taken. Hopefully I can make it up there in the stands. Mitch Williams from Hebron, Ohio, 70 Duster, 360 Mopar for National Trail Raceway, up against Josh Pickett from Indianapolis. He's also, well, he's running for Beach Bend. 67 Camaro, 355 small block. Almost identical ETs. Josh Pickett at 12:42 at 106. Mitch Williams at 12:43 at 105. Next up for pacemakers, the Mustang, 302 Ford under the hood, Andrew Coffey from Monroe, Michigan, up against James Ring from Sandusky, Ohio, 72 Nova, 355 small block, running for Summit Motorsports Park. Team Spirit, picture time. Let's go, everybody, up in the stands, please. Just a few moments away. We're down to our final pair of cars here in just a few moments. There's sort of a burn down going on there. Andrew Coffey takes his Mustang through first at 12:04 at 107. James Ring takes the Nova through at 12:21 at 107. And we are down to our final pair of cars here in Sportsman Eliminator. Bubba Mahurin from Indianapolis, running for Lucas Oil Raceway. The 67 Galaxy with a 390 under the hood. Up against Nick Hastings from Shelby, Ohio, the 83 Mustang. He was the shootout winner yesterday, running for pacemakers. 390 67 Galaxy. First time I ever went to a drag strip and actually drove a race car on a drag strip. It had a 390 motor in it. 63 Ford. Nick Hastings takes the Mustang through to 1226 at 107. And Bubba takes the big Galaxy through at a 1312, right at 100 miles an hour. Now it's tractor dragon time and picture time. And now I'm going to turn this back over to Nick. Thank you, Nick.
Well, Charlie, thank you. Great job as we look down track, and now a little preparation here on the track. And hey, team spirit, you should be in the stands. Kevin Pepper going to be heading down with photos and more, and we're going to have a little judging going on. So team spirit, get all your stuff, your pom-poms, your balloons, your whistles, whatever it might be. Head that way, because we're going to be coming down looking at you shortly. Hey, and here we go. Charlie Lindsay going to pick out the winning ticket. Judy Leahy here with draw. Has been working hard all weekend long here, and we've got a winning ticket number. Check your tickets. Just W. From Wagler Motorsports Park. Look at your numbers. You're the winner, 674-033. 674-033. It's Larry Bird's number. 674-033. See Judy Leahy. Withdraw. Where will you be, Judy? You want to just right up here in the tower? They're going to head over to the Wagler pit. Judy and Bill, right? Going to head over to the Wagler pit, and they're going to get the winning number and the money. How much was it? Woo, about $1,130. So Lucas Oil Raceway, you were whooping it up there. There's Kevin Pepper right out in front. And where are we now, Dennis? Is that Route 66? Yep, I think they're whooping it up. Kevin going to give us the... And now Byron Dragway. Byron Dragway, where are you, man? Right out in front of Kevin. Whoop it up as he gives you the stuff. We see the balloons and all that stuff going on. Mascots. We saw a crazy-looking mascot here a minute ago. Where are you, Kevin? We didn't hear that one. Team Summit. Summit Motorsports Park right there is Kevin getting the photo op, and they're whooping it up for their team. Hey, and there's that crazy, is that Gumby, Dennis? Is that who that is? I'm not sure what that is or who that is. But, what's that, like Gumbies Can't Dance or something? Oh. So waiting to hear from Kevin where he is down there. Pacemakers Dragway. Whoop it up, gang, for your team and your competitors. There's Kevin right there, checking it out, getting the photo op. How about your Milan Dragway? Whoop it up down there. Kevin right out in front of you now for the picture and the photo up there. Milan Dragway, Deneen and the crew. I don't think Deneen's here. I think her daughter is, though, this weekend. Now, Kevin last year, I think, had a little golf cart he ran around on to do that, but he is, he's tough. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to jump that guard wall. We're going to watch Kevin do a little hurl here. So where are you now, Kevin? We see you taking a picture. Okay, here we go, your special award winners, and I think we'll crown them tomorrow on the starting line, but here are your special award winners in the pro class. It's John Radulowski Sr. In Super Pro, it was Scott Hessler. In Super Pro Bike, it was John Markham. And in Sportsman, it was Larry Stronscher. And Best Engineered Pro Car to John Coyle. So congratulations to those best appearing. And we'll have them. And now, Kevin, at Beach Bend Raceway Park. So Beach Bend Raceway Park, you can whoop it up down there as Kevin now mobile. Now, Kevin, down at National Trail Raceway. So lots of colors and lots of thought and preparation goes into Team Spirit. This starts way before they come here for sure. We know a lot of the teams prepare that for a couple of months before they get here to get it all set up and orchestrated, and everybody doing such a great job, and it looks good out there. Edgewater Sports Park now, as they're next. Wagler Motorsports Park, whoop it up down there. How about Ohio Valley Dragway? The crowd goes wild, as Dennis says down there, for Ohio Valley Dragway. How about your Gateway Motorsports Park? Whoop it up down there. And now at Killcare. Boy, he's moving along pretty good down there, gang. And how about your Coles County Dragway USA? Whoop it up down there. Kevin out in front of you now.
That's for sure. We'll get the details next with the CBS World Weather Authority. At Huntington, we believe a bank's job is to take as much of the worry out of money as possible, so people can focus on the things that matter, which is why we have products like 24-hour grace. We give you until the next day to fix the mistake if you overdraft, avoiding those fees. Because we know that worrying can be the worst part of money. But there is one question people have about 24-hour grace. Why? Why would a bank give its customers a chance to correct an overdraft? Well, the answer is simple. We've seen the power of simple gestures. You ever notice how much
Hey, how about your Crossroads Dragway? Whoop it up down there. Big full of stand there for sure.
we apply that to
As they're whooping it up in front of Kevin.
happens? We know people overdraft, and with 24-hour grace, you can avoid getting hit with that overdraft fee. It's another way we look out for people, which frees them up to look out for other people. It's nice how that works. Looking out for each other with products like 24-hour grace. Huntington, welcome. Member FDIC. 24-hour grace does not apply to return fees. Learn more at Huntington.
And the call goes out. Here we go. Time to go racing. Pro Cars, west side, east side, we need ya. Pro Cars to the lanes. Pro Cars, we need you to the lanes. First round is coming up. East side, west side, let's go.
Or even watch your friends live stream their attempts at this week's latest viral dance move?
Hey, big thank you to Kevin Pepper and photos and more down there. Put your hands together for him as he comes down the return road here, and to each and every one of you team captains out there who brought all this color here to the 42nd running of the NHRA ET Finals for Summit Racing Equipment. We just thank you for all that you've done out there. And Kevin Pepper, a thank you for all your hard work. And while we're talking about Kevin, over 3,000 photos. Kevin, are you kidding me? 3,000 photos yesterday of the cars here in action, and you can view each and every one of them and yours at his trailer right behind the Parks Tower here. So stop by and check it out. He and Nancy will give you all the details on everything that is, photos and more, and not too early to think about a Christmas present. Yep, for mom or dad or whoever. Stop by and see Kevin and Nancy, photos and more, and check out your car in action. Hey, here are your dialing for dollar winners. In Pro, it was Jason Cruz. The runner-up was Stephen Cole. In Super Pro, Ryan Fasano. Runner-up, George Buckwalter. In Bikes, it was Joe Novak Sr. Runner-up was Ed James. And in Sportsman, your winner, Josh Morgan. Runner-up, Roman Sakas. So, there are your winners for Dialing for Dollars. They ran that all morning long in time trials. We want to remind you of our Team Racers for Christ chapel service that'll come up tomorrow morning. 2 services for you, one at 7:30 in the morning, the other at 9 o'clock to accommodate racers and track personnel. Kevin, Scotty Wilson will be there to handle those proceedings. It's on the 3rd floor of the Parks Tower, just above the timing deck and race control here in the Parks Tower. So mark that down. Don't forget our Team Racers for Christ chapel service, non-denominational chapel service, 7:30 and 9 o'clock on Sunday morning right here at Lucas Oil Raceway at Indianapolis.
Something that's perfectly aligned with your taste and your budget and your pants. Visit Reese Nichols North across from Keystone at the Crossing in Greenwood and online.
We need, of course, Pro Cars, east side, west side. Let's go. Pro Cars to the lanes. Load them up as first round just about to happen.
Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has said that a Supreme Court nominee should not be confirmed during an election campaign.
Give the people a voice in filling this vacancy. Let me remind colleagues of what Vice President Biden said when he was here in the Senate. Once the political season is underway, and it is, action on a Supreme Court nomination must be put off until after the election campaign.
You're the winner. Okay, and your name?
Carla Zook.
Sorry?
Carla Zook.
Carla Zook, put your hands together, our 50-50 winner. And, yeah, woohoo, she says. Woohoo for her. Go Wagler. All right. Good job. The winning 50-50 ticket number. And thanks to Draw, our Drag Racers Association for Women, for having the 50-50 and for all the fine work that they do for racers across this nation. Fast help for fast friends. That's Draw, the Drag Racers Association of Women.
Know the feeling of satisfaction you get from a job well done? Our customers do. Corey Kreitzberger here, General Manager of your local Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. We're proud to offer customers a 100% satisfaction guarantee backed by 24/7 service and our trained licensed plumbers. Call us and get $52 off any plumbing repair.
Terms, conditions, and tax may apply. License CP10100.
Hey, as we come up, you know it all weekend long. We've told you, we'll tell you once again, please. If you're a competitor and you're coming up for your round action, we need your dial-ins clear, legible, on the right side, passenger side of the car, on that window, because that's the way we'll look at it from the Parks Tower. So very, very important. We know you know it. We don't want to beat you up on it, but please make them tall and legible and very readable on the passenger side. And Ronnie really appreciates it. Kim and Carolyn and everybody over there on that side of the tower, they really appreciate it. And this fine crew has worked so hard for you all morning, and now they ready themselves here for first round action. 2 go down, 1 come back, Dennis, until we crown a champion here. And at the end of the rainbow, a trip to Pomona, California. So, well, it all comes down to this. First round just shortly, but we've got a little more pre-race here.
Nick, have you been to Pomona?
No.
I tell you,
Never been to Pomona.
It's a great place to go to, for the Winter Nationals, when it's snowy back here, nice and pleasant out there in Southern California. You look up at Mount Baldy, it's got a little bit of snow on the top. And it's just, and it's the start, of another year of drag racing, theoretically, the beginning of the next year, right?
The closest I've been to Pomona is a friend of mine has a Pomona license plate on the front of his car.
And the back.
And the back, okay, and the back, that's right. And that's Dennis's car.
Yeah.
So.
You know what the other license plate is on Joe's car?
No, I don't.
NHRA.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty clever.
Yeah. Well, so far, Nick, it's been a safe race. We just had a little bit of break. It's hardly even worth mentioning. That probably took 10 minutes to clean up. But so far, it's been a safe race, and we hope that we have the safe race until we're finished tomorrow afternoon also.
Well, that's no doubt about that, Dennis. It's been a lightning quick track, and it was amazing to me this morning as the guys and gals dialed their cars, how many people, right off the bat, we had 2 dead-ons on the first pair of cars down the track, and it stayed like that. And I want to tell you, some great performances, and I think that's just going to be echoed all the way through as we get into eliminations here. And with that, pro cars, please, east side, west side, we need you. First round coming up.
How many racers here do you think, Nick, have weather stations out there? 50% or more like 90%?
I think it's I don't know about 90%. Jake back here, he's saying 50%. I'm thinking even a little more than that, because I'll tell you what, it's amazing what that can do to a team and how they dial the car.
Jake, you don't have an app on your phone for a weather station app? And let's see, the weather at the airport. Oh, wait, we don't race at the airport. I'm sorry.
If I can tell a little story about that real quick, weather station, the first person I ever saw with a weather station was the late Bernie Mann. And he had a little altar, had a 440 Mopar in it, and nobody knew what they were. Bernie was always on the cutting edge of what was going on in bracket racing. He knew stagger before anybody knew what stagger was. Anyway, he would come to the line all those years ago at Coles County, and he would look up to the tower, and he would give me numbers. 6, 1, 4, whatever it was. And I thought, well, what is he doing? And he would run the number. and he would come back and he'd run the number. He did that all the way to the final. He went 499 red in the final, but he ran dead on his dial, and everybody went down and said, how do you do that? And he showed them. He had a weather station. It was probably as big as this room back then, but yeah, it's probably an app now. But yeah, weather stations are very vital to what goes on, and with what we've had here the weekend, it's been pretty steady, but I'm sure it's going to change a little bit.
And speaking of cutting edge and state of the art, my selection of race cars, a Rambler. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. I did have a Rambler, but state of the art. It was just a kind of a cool car. You're supposed to make. You had to make 500 to qualify for stock eliminator. In that particular, and it was E, depending on, well, if you were with NHRA or the other guys had a different letter. But they had to make 500. I think they made about 1,300 or so. Yeah, I've had this car long enough. And one time I had that car longer than I'd had a wife and kids. Then I sold it. I ruined that record.
Well, we always have those cars we wish we'd have kept. But I can vouch for that, gang, because I saw Dennis's picture beside that race car when he had a bushy blonde hairdo, too. I mean, he had like the big hair. That was a long time ago.
I was linked from the Mod Squad.
Yeah, you were. There was no
Mod
doubt.
Squad.
Yeah.
Mod Squad.
So,
what movie was that for?
So waiting, we need those pro cars, east side, west side, please. Fill up those lanes and be saddled up and ready to go. As we're just about ready for our invocation and the playing of our national anthem. And when we get the cars to the ready line, we will pause for that as they are now in the lanes. And as always, all weekend, we've kicked it off with Pro Eliminator. And once again, a couple of people have asked if you'd like to pick up the call from the tower, 87.9 on your FM dial, 87.9 on your FM dial. That's WLOR radio.
Yeah, and if you have Sirius XM, it's on channel 8422. The big radios, optional at extra cost. You have Sirius in your car? In the Durango? It's kind of cool. The only time you can't hear is when you're in the car wash.
Okay, babe.
Or a tunnel.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Nisa has just given me, for the payout room, please listen. We need Joe Novak, Craig Richardson, Stephen Schmidt, Edmund Ellison, Eric Cooper, John Tigner, Nick Hastings. You've got hard-earned dues waiting for you. They don't want to close the payout room, but they'll have to shortly. You need to get somebody up here right now, and that's yourself, to go to the payout room and secure your funds, or you'll probably have to wait till after the first of the year. So once again, I just said that. But Nisa would love to see you. Joe Novak, Craig Richardson, Stephen Schmidt, Edmund Ellison, Eric Cooper, John Tigner, Nick Hastings. You got money coming, come a running to the payout room right next to race control, second floor.
And just about perfect weather here. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit warm outside today, but it's still summer for another week or two. Just been perfect. No rain coming down, no fog or anything like that.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for better, Dennis. That's right.
Well, the cars are coming up here now, and as soon as we get them positioned and hit the off button on that ignition system, we'll have an invocation and national anthem. Don't forget, chapel service tomorrow morning. What time?
7:30 and 9 o'clock. 2 services. As Kevin Wilson and his crew from Racers for Christ will be there to meet and greet you.
The message tomorrow will be about okay. Let him talk. Yeah.
Say that again, Kevin.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm just going to take that out of your hand, my friend. We appreciate these two men and all those that have filled in behind the microphone this week and bringing color to what we do. Thank you, gentlemen. You're all invited. Non-denominational chapel service. I'm trying to give you my best professional voice from over the years. 7:30 and 9 o'clock. Like I said, all are welcome. Rob Herman, our chaplain up at Milan, and Craig McHugh. Hello, Rob. Good to see you down there on the starting line. And Craig McHugh, our very own Indianapolis Raceway Parks chaplain. You're all welcome. We're going to have a little music. We're going to get into God's Word. I guarantee you, you'll leave better than you came. No refunds available. We're going to have a baptism. Second time I've seen a baptism here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. You're welcome to come and rejoice with her as we do that. Thank you, gentlemen.
Is this immersion baptism? That submersion. That's what I meant. Yeah.
And those clothes, the Baptists, all get sprinkled during that time. Y'all come.
Hey, I just got the high sign from Jeff Conley. He said, come aboard here. We need Kevin to come right back to the mic because please welcome your Racers for Christ chaplain here for Division 3, Kevin Wilson for the invocation. Kevin?
Thank you, Nick. If you would, please all rise and remove your hats. We're going to have a moment of silence before the invocation. Each and every one of us has someone that we would like to have by our side today. We miss many. Norman Clark passed away recently. Bill Young is one of our racing family that would be here this weekend with us. They went on to be with our Lord in glory. Our Heavenly Father, we come before you with joy in our hearts. We praise you, Father, for this beautiful day, for the NHRA and the sport that we enjoy so much. Father, thank you for our host track this weekend, Lucas Oil Raceway Park, all the people that work so hard in preparation and planning, and that we can put this on. Father, thank you for the reason we come together. We rejoice, Father, for the hard work, the folks that have earned the right to be here this weekend. Father, for our nation, we ask for your blessing, wisdom for its leadership, our military around the world, those that have served in the past, those that now serve, those that will stand up and serve in the future. Father, your strong arm of protection be around them. Father, for our law enforcement and our fire and our safety personnel, we ask that your eye of safety would be upon them, Father, for each and every one that is on this facility this weekend. Father, we ask for your blanket of safety, protection, and security. Father, we praise you and we thank you, all in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. And everyone said, amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Beautiful invocation to set the tone for this, the 42nd running of the NHRA Summit Racing Equipment North Central Division Finals. And now, direct your attention towards the American flag flying high on the crossover for the playing of our national anthem. Put your hands together, the greatest song in the world, the greatest sport in the world, bracket racing for NHRA, and the greatest flag in the world. And here we go, gang. It is first round action here for the pro cars. Okay, my good buddy Jay Cobb's going to get to work with him here real quickly as I've got Chevrolet Performance side. You know, the Race of Champions is done and all these other things going on. We are ready for first round, and here we go.
Getting your first real paycheck is like celebrating your own Independence Day. It's
So Steve Collier, Chevrolet Performance side, Huber Heights, Ohio. Kilcare, the home track. Down in at 12:24.
I've got Brad Paul on the left side, Beach Bend Raceway. Brad, we can't really see the time slip, but we can see the wind light from here. Wow.
And the win over here, up in the Chevrolet Performance lane, 12:26 at 107 miles per hour on that 24 dial.
I just talked to Brad before first round started, and he'd have problems with the thing missing in high gear, so he just had to dial it up a whole bunch. Left side is Craig Richardson, driving Billy Fields Camaro, Lucas Oil Raceway runner.
So Doug Kaplinger, if it wasn't for Jake, I wouldn't know where we were here. So off and running, wheels up, start, both drivers, they head down.
Wind light going to Craig Richardson, left side, 41 thou above the dial, turns on the wind light. Lucas Oil Raceway picking up a point there. Brian Graham, left side. Pacemakers Dragway Park.
And Jason Ford, also from Kilcare. I'm telling you, he's an encyclopedia over here. We've got a little problem with our announcer screen, but it ain't no problem for Jakester.
We've always had a
And
problem
here
with
we
the
go.
announcers. It just transferred to the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Call 877-666-1414 or see all the deals at hairchevy.com. Our new Rose at Hair Chevrolet, dealer for the people next to Walmart on Highway 37 in Noblesville.
Red light for Brian Graham gives Kilcare Raceway one more point for Jason Ford. Jason Ford goes down there and goes 2 thou under the dial. Right side picks up the wind light.
And Angelo Taylor, he's got the whole thing right here on his phone. We were talking about the weather station. So we're going to have to reboot, talking about rebooting, old buddy, as we need this so we can bring you, of course, what we need here is Mike Coyle. Mike Coyle helping us out here with the announcer screen. It was kind of like, well, running out there in one of those dark tunnels, except for Jake, who knew just about everybody. And the reason he does is because he's a racer, and he's raced all these guys before, and he knows who they are.
I'm not so sure I'd call it a racer anymore, Nick. I'd more or less just hold the steering wheel. So steering wheel holder is what we'll call it.
So Angelo's got everything on this app. Okay, now we've got cars. Now we're ready to go.
So,
he said you can get it for any NHRA track. You probably know about that.
Yeah, that's right. On my side over here, I've got Jacob Murphy, Franklin, Indiana, the 80 Aero. That was a unique car when it was produced. Lucas Oil Raceway represented left side.
Love those arrows. Here's the Crossroads Dragway competitor, Cody Frederick out of Terre Haute, Indiana, the 80 El Camino, 717 the dial, Chevrolet Performance side.
Nick, Cody's one of those pretty cool stories. You watch him just as well as I have. He took that thing from a street car and put his blood, sweat, and tears in it, and here he is at the Division III Finals, duking it out for a chance to go to Pomona.
Yeah, and a paint job on the car now as he moves up to stage.
He'd call me every now and then and ask me if I had a bunch of used parts, and he's been to my shop a few times. I got like half of my parts into that thing.
Well, good racer, very dedicated to the sport, and it is neat to see him here qualifying for Crossroads Dragway. So here we go. Lucas Oil Raceway and Crossroads Dragway on the line. So the red light start over there by Murphy, sends it over to Frederick. Frederick going to win this one via the red light. He'll go 720 on the 17 at 94. 657 your side at 97.
That brings up left side, Jamie Runyon, Utica, Ohio, the 86 Camaro running for Pacemakers Dragway Park.
And for Killcare Dragway, this is Jeff Seither out of Fairfield, Ohio. It's a little Chevette, 81 model, 350 cubic inch Chevrolet for power. 649 the dial here, Chevrolet Performance side. So pretty close off the starting line. My old eye's never going to see that handicap, hardly. As it'll come down almost even. Oh, and there goes the hood. Misses the tree. That's a good job. How about trip 0 here for Jeff Seither? 650 on a 49. Perfect light off the starting line. A wild deal over there for you. 1,000 breakout, and the hood leaves the car.
He did everything wrong. He broke out, was late on the starting line, and lost the hood. That's a long ride back to Ohio. It's Yeah, he was green. Yeah, he gave himself a shot, but he pulled in the staging lanes completely the wrong way. He saw a 15,000ths package in the right lane.
Yeah, breakout by the 1,000ths margin there, but Seither.
As Nick Agresta would say, Thad the man, left side, the 63 Plymouth Fury. 500-inch Mopar, Thad and Sherry Mann's entry. That's how you say that, right? Crossroads Dragway, left side.
And Brett Sullivan out of Indianapolis, Indiana here running for Lucas Oil Raceway. 686 the dial. That's 70 Nova, 454 cubic inches of power. Let's see how he does up against Thad.
So wind light going to my side over here. Thad Mann was red behind him, but doesn't matter. First or worse, Sullivan did it first. Thad Mann, 12 thou red, goes 38 thou above the dial. He'll get another shot in round number 2. Bringing up Ellis Booth, left side, Decatur, Illinois. 69 Nova running for Coles County Dragway.
Another 69 Nova over here for David Tony Gardner out of Horse Cave, Kentucky. Love that town. Beach Bend Raceway Park, the home track. And Tony dialed in at 644. He'll chase Ellis. So somebody with just a touch of the bank doesn't mean anything. We know that. You're a racer. It can happen either way because it ain't over till it's over. But it's going to be Gardner for the win. 647, 103 to the 727 at 86 miles per hour for Booth.
Ellis did all he could down there. He tried to feed the finish line up as much as he could. Didn't work out. Jay Eversole, the 63 Polara left side, Terre Haute, Indiana, 540 cubic inch Mopar for Crossroads Dragway. That's a beautiful race car, Nick.
Beach Bend Raceway Park, that's Earl Talley behind the controls of his 87 Buick, 455 inch Buick Power out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. Beach Bend, as we said, the home track, 677. Oh, and the red lights start for Eversole. Dadgummit. Tough break for him. As Talley going to win it. He'll go 675.9, a little under that 677, but the red light catches Eversole at 643, 105.
Brings up Cameron Morris, left side, Shepherdsville, Kentucky, the 82 S10, running for Ohio Valley Raceway. This thing's going to be a smoke show at the finish line, Nick. I know both of these guys pretty well, and I think they can both go well under their dial-ins if needed.
Yeah, probably so. 628 the dial for Blake Richardson out of Beach Bend Raceway Park here in the Chevrolet Performance Lane. Yep, pretty evenly matched S10s. So good matchup. Couple of tough customers, as well you've heard me say before, Jakester, as we look now to the starting line here and see what's going to transpire down there 660 foot away. Good start, both drivers, top in charge, watch the line, and the winner is going to be Blake Richardson, as he'll go 634, 99 miles per hour. Now the light was to Morris. but runs off at a 694 at 98. 10th thou the margin of victory there at the stripe.
Chuck Garrett, left side, Washington, Indiana, the 74 Plum Crazy Vega. Wagler Motorsports Park. Plum Crazy. How about that?
And 70 Duster, 440 for Marcus King. Chevrolet Performance side running for Summit Motorsports Park. 657 the dial.
Oh man, somebody's got about a car length in the bank here, Nick.
Yeah, we can see the lights and you can. It's going to be Marcus King. He'll win it for Summit Motorsports Park. They'll take the point. 659 on the 57 at 100. And a breakout too quick, 630 on that 33 for Garrett.
Mitchell Vincent, left side, St. Charles, Illinois, the 67 Camaro. We got a pair of Camaros up here, 67 model year, 489 under the hood for Byron Dragway, the Vincent family here in numbers. And we got the gingerbread man going over there in the short chute, Nick.
Yep, and that's Edmund Ellison, 647 the dial out of Beaver Creek, Ohio, the Killcare Dragway entry. As we said, 647 dial, Chevrolet Performance side. Here we go.
Couple of really, really good lights here. See who makes the right choice at the finish line. Ellison just dropped it. No good. 14 and 2 above 9 for Mitchell Vincent. Edmund Ellison, all he could do, he was 18th thou up front and fed the finish line 30 to no avail. Mitchell Vincent coming back for round number 2. Adam Klein in the Malibu wagon. I don't know if you can see that, Nick. Looks like there's wheels and some windows there. I don't see a car. Franklin, Kentucky, 78 Malibu for Beach Bend Raceway.
And the shootout winner from yesterday, and one of those shootouts from Edgewater Sports Park, that's Bobby Breeden. Breeden off and running with a 660 dial. And oh boy, somebody with a ton in the bank there, Dexter.
Yeah, my side's picking up the win light. 16 up front and 60 above the dial. 76 package for Adam Klein. Gets it done in round number 1. Breeden missed it a little bit and goes 5 hundredths above the dial in. Brings up left side. Bruce Castle, Naperville, Illinois, the 71 Cougar. And you say there's probably like one of those here? The Castle Racing Cougar from Route 66 Raceway.
Yeah, neat car over there up against Mike Covey. Out of Martinsville, Indiana, the 79 Malibu. 639 the dial. Running for Wagler Motorsports Park, but it's over on the line. Red light starts.
Yep, Castle going to pick up the win light. 31 thou up front, 29 thou above. That's like a 60 total package. Getting it done in round number 1. 2 go down, 1 come back, Nick.
Yeah, that's right. This is for all the marbles and all the glory and the gold to go to Pomona, California. That's what they're fighting for here today. As Jared Burtis will stage up out of Hannah City, Illinois, 653 the dial. Chevy Performance side running for Gateway Motorsports Park.
And he picked up the win light over Talley because Dean Talley left side. Turning on the red light for Beach Bend Raceway.
So the winner down there, 656 on the 53 at 104 for Burtis. And that 673 way under that 81 dial at 99 miles per hour.
Jay Hoyt Johnson, Heath, Ohio, the 89 Fox Body Mustang. 351 Ford under the hood running for Pacemakers Dragway Park.
And the slick little 72 Nova, Chase Taylor out of Louisville, Kentucky, Ohio Valley Dragway, the home track. 591, the chaser here up against Johnson. This will be a good one.
Wow. Nobody's writing home about these, Nick.
That's right, but boy, so close.
5 thou separate them and give them the win to your side.
Yep, Taylor with the win as he'll go 592 on the 91 at 113. 8 thou under that 645 on the 44-2 at 106 for Johnson.
He had room. He took 20 finish line stripe and was 8 thou under. 12 or less could have got it done. Brings up Dustin Brenton, Rosedale, Indiana, the Brenton Racing family, 69 Nova. 496 Tommy Smith performance under the hood.
I was looking down at the mascot here, and he snuck up on the little girl, and she ran about 42 feet this way when she looked around and saw him. How about Matthew Dakin, 661 the dial, Chevrolet Performance side, a 64 Plymouth Valiant. How about that? 400 Mopar running for Lucas Oil Raceway here at Indianapolis. And how about Dakin? He's going to take it. They're jumping up and down. Little Valiant up to the task, goes 664 at 100 to the 623 at 106.
Our hometown crowd's taking a beating so far, Nick. We got to turn this around. Stephen Conrad, left side, Terre Haute, Indiana, Crossroads Dragway, the 94 Mustang.
And Kenny Norup, he's down in at 588 out of Byron, Illinois, running for Byron Dragway. Here with that 97 T-Bird. Neat car it is, 522 inches underneath the hood as he eyes the tree. So a couple of Fords on the line for you.
Yeah, that T-Bird really hunts. It's got a big mile an hour for a pro car, too. Assembled by the Folk race cars, Nick Folk and Brian Folk.
Yeah.
Always, not coming back, though. Kenny Norup, 17 thou on the red side. Stephen Conrad striking another one in the Crossroads Dragway box. 33 and 39 above the dial. It's good for a 72 package.
Tough break for Norup. Neat car, as you said, and great people up there at Folk Race Cars, no doubt.
Frankie Morris, Bardstown, Kentucky, the 55 Bel Air. That's right in Nick's sweet spot. Ohio Valley Dragway.
Yeah, I love them old cars, no doubt. Jason Barnes out of Portland, Tennessee, as he'll stage up the shootout winner from yesterday in one of those shootouts. Running for Beach Bend Raceway Park, 673 the dial Chevrolet Performance side. Here we go, the pick 'em up truck against the 50. Oh, man, red light start over there for, and I might say an uncustomary red light, usually Morris all over the tree, but he pulls the plug on this one, minus 20 to the red side of the filament. Barnes your winner, 674 and a 73 at 100, and a nice run, 73 on a 72 at 99 for Morris.
Andrew Fiddler, Cloverdale, Indiana, left side, Wagler Motorsports Park, and the 91 Mustang. Going to chunk it in deep.
And Ron Johnson out of Newark, Ohio, the 88 Mustang, 302-incher. Pacemakers Dragway, the home track, and here we go.
23 on your side, Nick, getting the win light.
Yep, 7:03.91. Boy, they were both there at the end, dumped each other. 8:26 at 87 for Fiddler.
Beautiful 73 Vega wagon left side for Daniel Garrow, Corden, Indiana, Ohio Valley Dragway.
And Steve Malik out of Beloit, Wisconsin, off and running. The Byron Dragway Chevrolet side at the 684 dial. But we're looking at the screen. We can see the lights. They can't.
Wow. Talk about trimming the fat. 003 take 0003 to be 72 above the dial. So 75 package gets it done by 0003 left side for Daniel Garrow in the wheel stand and Vega wagon. He'll come back for round number 2. P.J. Thomas, Martinsville, Indiana, left side, the 68 Charger. 426 cubic inches of Mopar, left side for Lucas Oil Raceway.
And how about that Mike Redman out of Danville, Illinois, the Crossroads Dragway entry, down in at 707.
Oh man, this isn't pretty. P.J. Thomas, 009, takes 71,000 to the finish line and turns the win light on for Lucas Oil Raceway. Redman, 86 up front, 34 above. Not good enough to get through round number 1 here of the bracket finals, the best of the best in the division.
Yeah, practice makes perfect this weekend. Boy, I'll tell you what, great light there for the win. Here's Don Scalf Jr., Floyd's Knob, Indiana, the 89 Camaro, Ohio Valley Dragway, the home track 593 Chevrolet side.
Dustin Loynes, Howell, Michigan, the 80 Firebird, 496 big block. And a Firebird. All right. Milan Dragway.
So here we go. Good matchup here. Scalf awfully tough. Let's see how he does here up against Loynes.
And I think Scalf's been on the divisional tour this year, the Lucas Oil Tour. He's ran a lot of 90 stuff, I think, Super Street. Going to try it here at bracket finals as we see our first pair of double O's.
Boy, this is going to be close, Dexter.
Wow, 004 take 003 left side to be 14th thou above. An 18 package gets it done for Dustin.
Yeah, boy, we look at those lights. Those are the two best we've seen so far. Here's John Radulowski Sr. out of Highland, Illinois. The 71 Camaro, Gateway Motorsports Park, the home track. Chevrolet side, dialed in at 649.
Over here on the Ray Skillman side, Cameron Mason, Winnebago, Illinois, the 97 F-Body Camaro. Byron Dragway is the Candyman. It's all worked up over there.
Yeah, the Candyman, I like that. Oh, boy.
That's something to cheer about right there because Cameron Mason just crushed the tree. 006 and 19 thou above. 25 package makes John Radulowski mathematically ineligible in round number 1. It's a long weekend to have that happen to you first round.
Yeah, and he's running so good all weekend long, but hey, here we are. It's race day. Things happen, no doubt. Here's Chad Eaton behind the controls of P.J. Davenport's 1966 Dodge Corvette. And Chad running for Crossroads Dragway, dial in at 762 Chevrolet side.
Mark Wicker, another Winnebago, Illinois runner for Byron Dragway, getting the Candyman all worked up, the 70 Duster. Nick, I think we both know we don't want Chad Eaton in control of a scooter if he's in the other lane, let alone P.J. Davenport's Corvette.
That's right. He's awfully tough, can drive just about anything. He's going to win it. 763 on the 62 at 87. Now, he was behind by about 8 off this tree, but it ain't over till it's over, and he hangs on for the win. 664 for Wicker at 101. Here's Eric Gara out of Louisville, Kentucky. The 74 Nova offering ring for Ohio Valley Dragway. And John Simone, 602 the dial over there, mile inside. Who's it going to be? And it's going to be Simone, the winner. Out of Ontario, Canada there for Milan Dragway. Wins the matchup 605 on a 602 at 111 to the 581 at 118.
Brings up Greg Wade, Washington, Indiana, the 79 Z28. That is a streetable, street-driven 79 Z28 for Wagler Motorsports Park. All the appliances still work.
And a familiar sight here at the ET Finals, Jeff Lefevre out of Fredericktown, Ohio, running for Pacemakers Dragway Park, 722 dial Chevrolet Performance side. So good matchup here. Two guys that can get there. Let's see what happens.
5 thou separate them, Nick, but
wow.
Yeah, that's all you can say about those lights.
That's
is
all
wow.
you can say about the end too. As Lefevre gets there for the win, he'll go 723 on the 22 at 93, 14 foul at the stripe, 676 at 99, and Wade really had been on his mark all weekend long.
As usual, he usually is. Just came up a little short here. Mike Radulowski, left side, Highland, Illinois. The 83 Cavalier, Gateway Motorsports Park, and anybody named Radulowski in the other lane is going to be a tough customer. But,
no doubt.
But he looks over and he's got his hands full here.
Oh, yeah, with Austin Richardson, no doubt. The Greenbrier, Tennessee, running for Beach Bend Dragway. 648 his dial, Chevrolet Performance side, and here we go. Pretty close off the starting line, and you got the winner.
That's right. Mike Radulowski is 30 thou up front. Takes 3 thou at the finish line. Austin had a little window to get in, but couldn't do it. Radulowski picked up the win for Team Gateway. Brings up Daniel Zook, left side, the better half of the draw winner. Trafalgar, Indiana, the 67 Mustang for Wagler Motorsports Park. Man, Trafalgar to Wagler that's a trip. That's committed right there.
Yeah, and I don't know if I've seen anybody more excited about winning 50-50 than she was.
Well, it was $1,100, right?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
excited
cool.
about $1,100
Hey,
any day of the week.
Good stuff, no doubt. Joe Pickett, 693 the dial over here for Beach Bend Raceway Park, but not good enough. You got the winner once again.
Yep, Daniel Zook, 36 and 3 above. Gets it done. Something going on with Joe Pickett's ride. He was almost a tenth above, a little over a tenth above the dial. Brings up G. Wayne Honeycutt. It's one of my favorite names, G. Wayne. Urbana, Ohio, Killcare Dragway, the 62 Chevrolet Nova.
And the 591 dial here, he's the chaser in that slick Corvette running here in the Pro Class. Big parachute on the back, and here we go. Oh, Dave Perry red lights his chances away for Byron Dragway. Tough break for that little 63 vet, and once again, your lane.
Yep, that's right. G. Wayne coming back for round number 2, 16-22 above, 38 package for G. Wayne Honeycutt. Gets it done here. And round number 1 is they got a dial-in correction. That's a good thing about having team members on the starting line. If you have the wrong dial-in on the board, they will be the first to tell you.
Yeah, because sometimes you're just so zeroed in on what you got to do, you might miss it. But here we go with Tyler McCurry. 84 Cutlass. Oldsmobile says a 547-incher. I don't know how you get that, but it's there. Milan Dragway, the home track. 649 the dial. Chevrolet side.
Steve Watt, left side in the Ray Skillman Auto Group lane, Princeton, Indiana. Wagler Motorsports Park, the Market Family Racing Camaro. And on the dial-in subject, you know just as well as I do. You stage it, you accept it. So that's where the clause comes in. Oh, my Lord. 300 separate them.
All I can
Both
say
reaction times start with a 1, and your side picks up the win line.
Wow, 651 on a 49 at 100 for McCurry. They'll look at that time ticket, buddy, and shake their heads, no doubt. 732 up in your lane at 93. And we are still shaking our heads over those two reaction times.
That's one of those things, though. It happens. It happens to all of us. Maybe something wonky happened. Who knows? Richard Mason, Winnebago, Illinois, left